Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Costas along with Nick Bonaconte. And, Nick, the assignment for Dick Vermeil's Eagles: bounce back and forget about last week's 20-0 defeat at Los Angeles.
Well, an anemic 112 yards for the Eagle offense last week. Ron Jaworski having an awful day. But Dick Vermeil feels that he has the leadership ability to turn the Eagles offense around. His target will be Harold Carmichael, who has receptions in 68 consecutive games. He's the man that Jaworski will go to in tough situations. And at middle linebacker, 66, Bill Berge. He doesn't tackle people, he destroys them. The Lion running backs will pay for yardage today.
Well, he'll have his sights set on Greg Landry, who leads the NFC right now in passing stats through the first 2 weeks, and also his talented pair of running backs, Dexter Bussey, 24, and Horace King, 25. They rank 2 and 3 in the NFC in total rushing offense, and Bussey, coming into this third week, is only 1 yard behind Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears, who is the overall leader. The Lions are 1-1, as we mentioned. Everybody in the NFC Central is 1-1, so Detroit has to figure that they have a chance to dethrone the Minnesota Vikings. They have games coming up, 2 of them this year with Minnesota, and they'll be looking forward to that. But right now, Nick, we're approaching the kickoff, and it looks like the Lions are going to be kicking to the Eagles to get this one underway.
You know, a little contrast, because the Lions, although they're leading in offense in the National Football League, Landry has been sacked 10 times in the last 2 games, so it's going to be interesting to see whether the Eagles can put the same type of rush today.
Well, I had a 50-50 chance of being right, and I was wrong. The Lions are going to receive. So we're going to see Horst Muhlmann of the Eagles kicking off, and this may be the biggest workout of the day for Muhlmann, because he happens to be, what with the troubles that the Eagles have had on offense, he is the only regular kicker in the NFL who has not attempted a field goal to this point in the season. Rick Kane, number 32, will be back deep for the Lions, and Muhlmann will kick off. There is Kane in the middle. He is flanked by Andy Bolton, 43, and Leonard Thompson, 39. And we're underway at the Silverdome. Kane at the 3. Little trouble finding the handle, but he's turned this one into a good return. Out of bounds across the 30, near the 35. In the backfield for Detroit, Landry, Bussey, and King. We've told you about that. J.D. Hill is out with an injury. He's not in uniform today. Ray Jarvis replaces him at a wide receiver. And the Lions go with 2 tight ends, David Hill and the veteran Charlie Sanders. There is their veteran offensive line, perhaps the best, number 76, Rocky Freitas. A 32-yard return to the 35-yard line by Kane to open the game. Bussey and King, and then Sanders in motion. King with his first carry. Good yardage out to the 42. A pickup of 7 before he was stopped by the strong safety, Randy Logan, number 41. The Eagles use a 3-4. Manny Sistrunk obtained from the Redskins, along with Charlie Johnson and Carl Hairston up front. Berge's the big man in their linebacker corps. Tom Ehlers is starting for the first time at one outside spot. Outlaw, Edwards, Logan, and Eric Johnson in the secondary. 2nd down and 3. King and Bussey a little confused. Landry rolling right. Stopped for a loss of 1.
Well, Horace King can't find a spot in the backfield, and he goes the wrong way, and Landry has to tuck the ball underneath and follow his blockers as best he could. This is one thing that the coaches don't want. Tommy Hudspeth can't stand to see this, because this is where you get your quarterback injured on busted plays like that.
Landry has had problems with knee injuries in the past, and he is playing with a brace on his left leg right now. He once was one of the finest running quarterbacks in the NFL. He is less inclined to tuck it in and go nowadays. 3rd down play. King gets the call and the first down out near midfield before being stopped by Randy Logan once again, with an assist from John Sanders, number 26. We'll take another look at it.
Good blocking by the offensive line. Bollinger coming out, making a good block on Ehlers. And look at Berge being cut off beautifully by Markovich, giving King the big hole. Hey, I think I could have ran that one, Bob, for some yards. Beautiful run.
Horace King getting a chance to show what he can do in the absence of Lawrence Gaines, their regular fullback, who underwent knee surgery in July. They expect him back in a couple of weeks. From their own 49, Landry again to King, and this time not too much. Charlie Johnson stepped in to hit him first. Johnson is a rookie from Colorado, number 7 draft choice, a 25-year-old rookie. He spent 4 years in military service, and he is starting in place of Art Toms.
You know, it's Vince Papale being a 31-year-old second-year man, and Johnson a 25-year-old rookie. Sort of strange drafting.
Papale last year, backup wide receiver and special teams player for the Eagles, was the oldest rookie in NFL history at the age of 30. King getting plenty of work early. Only about 2 this time. Going to bring up 3rd down and 7. Dexter Bussey with a big week against the Saints last Sunday, 150 yards, and he came into this game only a yard behind Walter Payton for the NFC rushing lead.
Bob, Lem Berman, who is their young, good pass rusher, has come into the ball game, replacing Manny Sistrunk. So let's take a look at him. He's number 67. Let's see if he can get a rush on.
They like to bring him in obvious passing situations such as this one. Landry will put it in the air for the first time today. If he can find somebody, and the Eagles put on too much pressure, and down goes Landry. That's been a problem both last year and this for the Lions. Landry sacked 67 times last year and 10 times already this season.
Well, you know, it's a veteran offensive line, and they usually don't make mistakes like this, but Johnson comes free. John Morris, the center, fails to pick him up, and it's really an easy sack for Johnson on Landry. But they've had problems the last 2 ball games, and as good as they've looked offensively, they've looked bad.
Another problem area for the Lions has been their punting. They're looking at number 10, Wilbur Summers. He is the second kicker they've used during the regular season. They let Mitch Hoops go after 1 game. Low snap from Mark Markovich, but Summers manages to get it away. Larry Marshall, number 22, fielding it at the 18 and bringing it out to about the 26 before being stopped. A 45-yard punt by Summers. Check it, 37-yard punt by Wilbur Summers. This telecast is presented by authority of the NFL and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Detroit Lions and the NFL is prohibited. First and 10 for Ron Jaworski and the Philadelphia Eagles, who couldn't get anything going last week against the Rams. Jaworski has been intercepted 5 times this year, more than any other quarterback with the exception of Fran Tarkenton, who has also been picked off 5 times. Doug English made the stop on Mike Hogan, who carried on the first down play. Tom Sullivan, Mike Hogan, and Ron Jaworski, the quarterback. Big Harold Carmichael, Charles Smith, and the youngster Keith Kreppley, who is trying to fill the shoes of Charlie Young, are the receivers. And there's the offensive line. Jerry Sizemore is a man they say is greatly underrated. He's moved to guard from tackle the past couple of years. 2nd and 6 from the 31. Hogan again. Despite missing about 6 games last year, Hogan led the Eagles with 561 yards rushing. Running against the defensive line of Ken Sanders, Herb Orvis, Doug English, and Ernest Price, who is starting in place of the injured Jim Mitchell. Neumoff, Laslovic, and Ed O'Neill in place of the injured Charlie Weaver, the linebacker corps. And the man to watch in the secondary, number 21, rookie Walt Williams, 2nd-round draft pick from New Mexico State. The others are veterans.
Dick Vermeil did say, Bob, that he would use the I formation because he felt last week the Rams were keying on his formations.
3rd and 1. Jaworski going to keep for it, and it will be close.
Good Lord, look at Moses on the sideline. That's Yarborough, and he won't be playing today because he has an injured ankle, and Hertwig will play in his spot.
Offensive lineman for the Lions. Jaworski got the first down at the 37, keeping the Eagle drive alive. Play action fake, and Jaworski with a little flip. He's got Silky Sullivan, who is forced out of bounds short of midfield. He was pushed out by Levi Johnson, the free safety, number 23.
This is a good fake. He just is a play action pass, faking to Hogan, trying to suck in the linebackers, which they do, and he just kind of lofts a wide open pass to Tommy Sullivan. Sullivan wide open, linebacker was caught up inside. Good tackle, knock him out of bounds. But that was a good pattern by Sullivan. And this is what Jaworski's going to have to do. He's going to have to mix the run and the pass on first down to keep the Lions defense honest.
A gain of almost exactly 10 yards. Another first down from the Eagle 47. Carmichael, number 17, to the bottom of your screen. First man through is Hogan. 3, maybe 4 yards out near midfield before Orbis and Sanders combine to bring him down. Dick Vermeil wearing the yellow shirt along the sidelines. And as you can see, the Eagles have had a very difficult time. Should correct myself here. Vermeil with his arms folded in the white shirt. Roman Gabriel behind him. Backup quarterback, who is, of course, assisting him as they get the word from the coaches upstairs. And Mike Hogan breaks tackles, has the first down, moves inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line of Detroit.
Hogan had 8 carries for 5 yards last week against the Rams. Totally different offensive look right now because they're going to the I formation and tossing it back, all back to Hogan, trying to get his offensive tackle, Ed George, out in front of him, which he did. It was a well-executed play.
12-yard pickup for Hogan, second-year man from Tennessee, Chattanooga. Played his college ball under the former New York Giant great Joe Morrison. A quick drop and flip by Jaworski. Carmichael trying to make a one-hand catch, but couldn't hold on, and Walt Williams is going to be called perhaps for a face mask. He reached for the head area of Carmichael, and you've really got to reach up high to get him around the head.
Well, you need a ladder to get up by Carmichael's head. All it is an out pattern, meaning Carmichael goes out towards the sideline. It's not pass interference, it's use of the hands up around the head, which is a personal foul and will be a 15-yard penalty against the Detroit Lions, and this really hurts them. Puts them back deep in their own territory.
Cal Lepore is the referee, and we'll listen to him as he gives us the official call. Ball is moved down to about the 23-yard line.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 21, defense, first down.
So the rookie, Walt Williams, perhaps a bit overzealous in pursuit of Harold Carmichael. Here it is again.
This is a la Lynn Swan. An Atkinson shot up around the head. Carmichael takes it very graciously.
And, of course, they're watching that sort of thing more closely than ever this year in the NFL. Prefley, the tight end, in motion on the play. Sullivan, the second man through, is tripped up. Ken Sanders made the initial hit, number 82. He's a 6-year man from Howard Payne, who weighed only 214 pounds as a rookie 6 years back, but has beefed up to 250 and become a regular along their defensive line. The Eagles last in the NFL in rushing stats, the Lions first. Second down 9 with 7 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first quarter at the Silverdome. We have no score, but the Eagles are threatening. Hogan trying to go wide. And a loose football. The Lions have it. Doug English grabbed it on the bounce. And the Eagles turn it over. English helped to his feet, holding the ball on high. And the Lions regain possession. No score with 6:56 to play in the first quarter.
We have assembled here a most congenial group brought together by the love for a truly great beer. Right, group?
Right.
It's light beer from Miller. Right, group?
Right.
They think the best thing about it is it's less filling. It has a third less calories than their regular beer. Right, group?
Right. Wrong. The best thing about it, it tastes great.
No, Horning, it's less filling.
That's Horning.
That's me.
Hey, take it from me. It tastes great. Who are you?
You won't think this fight is no joke when you come to and your nose is broke.
No wonder you don't get no respect. I tell you, I don't deserve no respect.
You still don't know nothing about beer.
I thought I threw you out of this
sophomore last year.
I feel very strongly both ways. I never argue.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi, doll.
What's a nice guy like you doing in a fight like this?
Waiting for you, doll.
I still don't know why they wanted me to do this commercial.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Bob Costas with Nick Bonaconte back at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan.
Toss back to Hogan here. Now watch Hogan. He looks like he's trying to lateral the football or throw a pass. They might have had the halfback pass on. English recovered the football.
So the Eagle drive is stymied, and the Lions, with Landry handing to Bussey, are back in business again, and Bussey, running nicely, is out across the 40. He'll have a first down. Dexter Bussey, who came into this afternoon's game with 195 yards rushing through the first 2 Detroit games.
It's Hill and Sanders, the 2 tight ends, and Bollinger, who makes a good block here, along with King, Spring and Bussey for the big yards. This is what they did last week and the week before. The running game has been going good because Sanders and Hill get it started. The 2 tight ends, it's been a good offense so far for the Lions.
Neither Bussey nor King is an especially good blocking back, but when you put the 2 big trucks, Hill and Sanders, out there, and they act as a convoy, it can make for a potent running game. Landry calls on King. He gets out near the 45, gain of maybe 3.
Well, hello there, a Silverdome beauty.
Don't have to worry about wind and the elements messing up the hairdo. Bill Berge made the stop. He had 234 tackles last year, an all-time Philadelphia record. Had 12 tackles last week against the Rams in Los Angeles. He's all over the place. And as we told you earlier, Landry, the leading passer statistically, with a rating of 95.1 through the first 2 weeks. King again, there's a penalty marker down as he squirts through to about the 48-yard line. John Sanders, who is starting in place of Eric Johnson at a free safety spot for the Eagles, made the initial hit. Johnson sustained a concussion last week against the Rams, and it is doubtful that we will see him at all today. Waiting for the indication here, but it appears to be against Detroit. Cal Lepore will step it off. And let's listen.
Motion 68. Offense, it is second down.
Mark Markovich, one of the offensive linemen for the Lions, was in motion on the play. It'll be second down, the down over, and now 12 yards to go. The ball is on the Lion 40. 6:09 showing on the first quarter clock.
Bob, they've been running at Ed O'Neill, number 55, the linebacker.
Bussey trying to go left. Cutting back in, some nice moves, and a gain of about 4. Out near the 44-yard line. And some more scenery picked up by our director, Jim Sillman.
Third down situation here with a double tight end. I wouldn't be surprised to see him put Charlie Sanders in motion, trying to get the strong safety to go over there with him and then probably go back to one of the backs.
Luther Blue, number 89, rookie from Iowa State, number 4 draft pick, is in the lineup now in this passing situation for the Lions. That's Blue. And Landry to throw under the gun, and for the second time in the first quarter, he is sacked. And the Lion fans, as you can hear, did not appreciate it. Carl Hairston, number 78, made the tackle, bringing Landry down. That is the 12th time this year in a little more than 2 games that Landry has been sacked. And once again, Wilbur Summers is in to punt. Coming into this game, the Lions had a net punting average of less than 23 yards per kick when you count returns, blocked kicks, touchbacks, and the like. Summers kicked for 37 the first time. This one is high, and Marshall elects to call for a fair catch at the 22-yard line, and that's where Philadelphia will take over after a 41-yard punt by Wilbur Summers. We have no score at the Silverdome. with 4 minutes and 54 seconds to play in the first quarter. There's a flag down on the play, and we may be doing this over. Cal Lepore with a busy first quarter.
Bob, Mark Markovich, the guard who moves over to center on punts and snaps, has had problems on his snap to the punter. He's rolled it back 3 or 4 times this year.
Ineligible player downfield, 57. Offense, it is 4th down.
Those are the things you like to eliminate in preseason. You hate to see them during the regular season because it really fouls up consistency of club.
Garth Tenepo, number 57 of the Lions, got down there a bit too quickly. And the Eagles figure they can do a bit better in terms of field position than the 22, so they make Summers kick again. And Marshall will fair catch again. Almost dropped it, but manages to hang on at the 28. So they gained about 6 yards in that exchange. And now with the clock reading 4:46 after a 39-yard kick by Wilbur Summers, it'll be Philadelphia ball.
Ford in your future is coming. The new Ford Fairmont. The new car designed for today and the years ahead. Fairmont's mileage ratings are the same as a little VW Rabbit when both are equipped with automatic transmission. Yet Fairmont has 90% of the head, leg, and shoulder room of most large cars and fine all-around visibility. This kind of room is combined with the highest mileage rating in its class. Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from Ford.
Want to cut your fuel bills? Whether your house is new or old, put insulation everywhere. It can save you money. Your attic, you need a 6 to 12-inch blanket of pink Owens Corning fiberglass. Walls, full insulation. Unheated crawl space, insulate below the floor. Live where it's cold, insulate basement walls. See your Owens Corning fiberglass supplier to learn all about insulation. Insulation is cheaper than oil.
Dick Vermeil on the left of your screen, 4-10 last year after leaving UCLA to take over the Eagles, his first year in Philadelphia. And Tommy Hudspeth on the right side. He took over midway through last season when Rick Forzano departed. Mike Hogan carrying the ball, and Doug English, who recovered the fumble to stop the previous threat by the Eagles, made the tackle on that play. A couple of doubleheader games on tap here on CBS. St. Louis at Washington, a big Eastern Division battle in the NFC, and out on the West Coast, San Francisco at Los Angeles. Check your local listings for the game in your area, and we remind you that some cities will see only a single game due to the NFL blackout policy. No gain on the play for Hogan. 2nd down and 10, and Jaworski is brought down by a combination of Ken Sanders, number 82, and Charlie West, number 40, who came up from his strong safety spot.
Well, it's definitely a safety blitz, and Jaworski is trying to sprint out to avoid the rush, but no one picked up Charlie West because Tommy Sullivan went in motion. He was the man who should have picked up West, and he didn't. And those cornerbacks or safeties, they love to have sacks, Bob, because it doesn't happen too often.
Brings up 3rd down and 16. Lion front 4 credited with 6 sacks last week in a win over New Orleans. They can pretty much let loose and come charging in on this play. Jaworski has time, though. And right into the hands of Levi Johnson. Johnson with the interception, and he may go. Cut down finally at the 15. Levi Johnson, who picked one off last week against the Saints, adds another. He intercepted 6 last year, and Jaworski laid this one right in his arms.
Good protection by the offensive line of the Eagles. Jaworski just simply overthrows Carmichael. Beautiful center field play by Levi Johnson. And one thing he likes to do is run with the football. He has good speed, good moves, a good return.
And a 32-yard return it was.
Carmichael was open, just overthrew him.
Hard to overthrow Carmichael, but Jaworski did that time. 3:26 to play, first quarter. And the Lions with their first scoring threat. 1st and 10 from the Philly 14. Bussey. He may take it in. Touchdown, Dexter Bussey. 6-0 Detroit as they immediately capitalize on the break following the interception by Johnson. Let's look at it again.
There we go. You have Hill and Sanders making a big block. Bollinger turning the corner, making sure everything hems inside. All Bussey does is run to the open spot in the end zone, and it's a touchdown. The blocking for the Lions has been superb.
Steve Mickemeyer, obtained before the season from San Francisco, into kick. And Gary Danielson, backup quarterback, will hold, but wait a second.
My old teammate, John Morris, number 63, we were teammates at Boston. Just went to the turf.
Let's listen to Cal Lepore again.
Encroachment 65 on the defense. This penalty being enforced on the kickoff.
Charlie Johnson jumped across, and it won't change the position for this kick, but it will allow the Lions to kick off from the 40 instead of the 35, following the point after. So we do it all over again. Danielson holding, Mickemeyer kicking. 7-0 Detroit. Once again, a strong ground game has been the story for the Lions. Bussey, 3 carries for 30 yards. King, 5 for 21. And with 3:20 to play in the first quarter, Detroit 7, Philadelphia nothing.
Panasonic invites you to take a picture of a voice with a Panasonic cassette tape recorder.
Things was a lot different than it is now.
All with built-in mics. Some with built-in radios. There are pocket models.
Should last another 50 years.
And even some that record in stereo.
Say something. Come on, speak something.
So take a picture of a voice with Panasonic.
Say something. Bark.
Sit tight, Pop. I'll pump myself. Let me tell you something, gang. Any gas will get you where you want to go. But it ought to be in there cleaning your carburetor, too. Now, you want to make sure you're getting the job done, use new STP gas treatment. You just pump in a can with every tank load of gas, and it goes to work cleaning like a bandit. Clean that carburetor. Get a hold of this, and do it yourself. Keep the change, partner.
Tomorrow night is Elvis night as CBS invites you to see and hear Elvis in concert. Tomorrow at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Mickemeyer kicking to 22, Larry Marshall, and 31, Wilbert Montgomery. 7-0 Detroit after the scoring run by Dexter Bussey. And Mickemeyer kicking from the 40, drives it about 5 yards deep in the end zone, and Montgomery elects to bring it out. And a loose football as he's brought down, but they're going to say that the play was whistled dead before it came loose. Everybody's scrambling, but it's Philadelphia ball at about the 20. Play whistled dead before Montgomery coughed it up. Here's Bussey's scoring run again.
Touchdown run. Watch Charlie Sanders block. Beautiful block. Horace King making a good block on John Outlaw. Springing Bussey, and all he has to do again is follow Bollinger into the end zone. Charlie Sanders gives him that immense blocking from that wingback position, something that you normally don't get from a wide receiver.
And Dexter Bussey, who ran for 858 yards a season ago, gets the Lions on the scoreboard early. Lion fans a bit upset that Montgomery's return was not ruled a fumble. They think it should be Lion ball again. Instead, it's Tom Sullivan carrying, and he is belted down by Ed O'Neill, right side linebacker number 55. The Jets and New England in the first period, 14-7 New York. New England coming off that tough overtime loss against Cleveland on Monday night.
Richard Todd must be really engineering the Jet offense. He had a bad first 2 games, but he's coming on strong. We have Pittsburgh 7-0 over Cleveland. Another Cleveland coming off a Monday night game, so both Monday night teams having problems.
Terry Bradshaw, 6-yard toss to Lynn Swan for the first score in that game. Sullivan trying to get outside and moving across the 30. Looks like he has a first down. Levi Johnson and Jim Laslovic, the middle linebacker, combined to stop him. 2 of the 3 linebackers out on the field right now for Detroit, graduates of Penn State, Laslovic and O'Neill. And how Joe Paterno can turn out those linebackers.
An interesting note, though, Bob, is Laslovic, as a middle linebacker, only had 1 tackle last week against the Rams.
He's a 5-year veteran who succeeded Mike Lucci 4 years ago. First down from the 31, 2:27, first quarter. Again, a quick drop by Jaworski. Intended for Charles Smith, number 85. Williams was there on the coverage. Second down and 10.
Bob, had that pass been thrown on the money, Levi Johnson would now be standing in the end zone for an interception, because he read that play beautifully and came over from his strong safety position.
Let's watch that coverage.
There it is now. What you're going to see is Smith come up over the middle, and the ball is thrown behind him. Look at Levi Johnson. If that ball is on the money, he goes into the end zone.
He's already intercepted 1, and that set up the Lion touchdown. Jaworski to throw once again. And this time he's got Carmichael ridden out of bounds by Walt Williams. That's good for first down yardage out around the 45-yard line. And we'll look at that again.
Just a deep sideline pattern. Carmichael going down about 15 yards, and Jaworski waiting for him to make the break. He just lays it on the money. Now he has receptions in 69 consecutive games, moving on a mark of Tommy McDonald.
All-time Eagle record held by Tommy McDonald. Pass receptions in 80 consecutive games. A gain of 15 for the first down. 2:19 to play first quarter. Tom Sullivan, not much. Silk Sullivan running into a solid wall there after a gain of maybe 2. Ernest Price and Ken Sanders combining to bring him down.
Doug English is the best defensive lineman on the Detroit squad. If anybody's going to get a pass rush, number 78 will probably do it.
Jaworski calling on Hogan, and O'Neill spinning Hogan down. O'Neill getting a chance to start because Charlie Weaver pulled a hamstring muscle last week in the victory over New Orleans. And O'Neill thus far stepping in and doing well. Third down 6 from almost exactly midfield.
Lem Barney just went in to make it a nickel defense, meaning 5 defensive backs now for Detroit.
Ray Claiborne returned a New York kickoff 100 yards for the tying touchdown. 14-14 the Patriots and the Jets. They're still in the first quarter. Passing situation for Jaworski with time, and he's got his man, and Sullivan slips a tackle and moves to about the 36-yard line of Detroit before Lem Barney, who is making his first appearance on this series, combined with Walt Williams to bring him down. Barney, the great defensive back, no longer a regular for the Lions, but in there on this series.
Sullivan, most versatile, just goes down about 7 yards, hooks up. Laslovic had the coverage, missed it, and Sullivan gets the first down. It's difficult coverage for the middle linebacker, having to take a speedy back like Sullivan one-on-one.
Barney came in that passing situation as an extra defensive back with Ed O'Neill, outside linebacker, going out. That was the 7th Philadelphia first down, so if nothing else, they're moving the ball much better than they did a week ago. Jaworski's going to keep it in the air. And the completion to Charlie Smith, and he paid for that catch. James Hunter came up and nailed him. Hunter's second-year man from Grambling, who led the Lions with 7 interceptions as a rookie in 1976.
Love that 9.3 speed on the corner. Those guys can go get it.
Pickup of 5, and that was probably the last play of the first quarter. 2 seconds, 1, and that'll do it. They'll switch sides, and we can tell you now that Jaworski is off to a pretty good start. He's completed 4 of 6 for 44 yards, but of course 1 was intercepted, and that cost them the touchdown.
When life's grind gets to you.
Oh, Mustang.
Mustang.
Let a Mustang take you away.
Mustang, an exciting way to get from where you are to where you want to be with 4 on the floor and rack and pinion steering.
Mustang.
The 78 Ford Mustang II T-Roof Convertible.
Go Mustang.
So beat the grind. Go Mustang. A better idea from Ford.
homeward bound, coast of New England. The Navy. See a recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
As we get set to begin the second quarter at the Silverdome, it's 2nd down and 5 for the Eagles after the completion, Jaworski to Smith. To the ball at the line, 31. Carmichael, number 17, wide to the left. Smith, 85, wide right. Second man through, Tom Sullivan. Going nowhere, Charlie West, number 40, along with Herb Orvis, 82. There to bring him down.
Now there's Dick Vermeil. He's talking to his coach in the yellow shirt. That's Bill Davis. Look at him give the signals. He's sending the play in to Jaworski. Last week there was some controversy that the Rams overheard Jaworski in the huddle, so they're trying to eliminate that.
Brings up 3rd down 3. Vermeil himself was wearing the yellow shirt the first couple of weeks for the Eagles, flashing the signs himself. Now he's delegated that assignment to Bill Davis. Jaworski looking for the first down, and it's broken up by Levi Johnson, who got his hand in front of Keith Kreppley, the tight end. Greg Landry getting set to come back in. And let's see if they call on Horst Muhlman or Spike Jones here.
That was good pressure by Herb Orvis right up the middle, which forced Jaworski to get rid of the ball a lot sooner than he wanted to.
If they tried a field goal, and they are, it'll be a 47-yard attempt. Spike Jones will hold. He's their punter. He'll put it down at the 37, and some confusion, and Jones wisely calls for a timeout. This will be Muhlman's first field goal attempt of the 1977 season.
Bob, the confusion being number 84, Keith Kreppley, forgot to come on the field, and the Eagles lined up with only 10 men. And as a wingback, they'd love to come around that corner, and there was just no man there to block them. So it was a good move by calling a timeout. I think they saved a blocked field goal.
This is well within Muhlman's range. He has kicked them from as long as 53 yards. 9-year veteran, native of West Germany.
I think Kreppley will hear about that one.
Cleveland has tied Pittsburgh on a 22-yard pass from Brian Sipe to Dave Logan with only 22 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Don Cockcroft added the point after touchdown. They're tied at 7. Here's Muhlman, and this one is blocked. Let's see if we can pick up who got in there. Whoever it was hurt on the play. Might have been Leonard Thompson. Thompson, a reserve wide receiver, and the ball may have hit him right in the face, Nick, as he came through and blocked Muhlman's 47-yard field goal attempt.
Although Kreppley came into the ball game, didn't look like he did much in the way of blocking Leonard Thompson as he whips around the corner. Look at that, right up in there. It hit him right in the face, as you said, Bob. A glancing blow. I don't think he's hurt seriously because they do wear face masks, but he is down.
Thompson whipping around that corner in a big hurry. Nick, did you ever get your face in the way of a kick? You blocked a few field goals.
Yeah, I never was that quick. I never was that tall. But I did block field goals with my hands. You'd be surprised how much time is spent on the special teams just going through the field goal attempt, the field goal block. They do it every day.
Leonard Thompson being held to his feet. Apparently it got him around the right eye, but he's all right. And we'll be right back.
Should have bought Mobil 1. The oil it saves you gas, you know.
Should have bought Mobil 1. Helps you start at 35 below.
Should have bought Mobil 1. Engine temperature hits 500. You're cool.
Should have bought Mobil 1. You only change it every 15,000 miles.
Mobil 1, the oil that does it all. Take it from an expert.
It's good. And it's halftime here at the stadium.
This fall, take a few minutes between halves and build up your lawn with some Scott's Turf Builder. Right now is the best time of year to get a thicker bluegrass lawn by growing more grass plants. Turf Builder will make any active lawn greener now and green up faster next spring.
We're all set for the kickoff now.
Just a few minutes this weekend. You'll see the difference now and next spring, too.
Take me away, lover. I'm yours. I don't go with married women. What are you doing in our Granada? Granada? This is my Mercedes. Hold tight. Get hands to my Cadillac.
Cadillac, that's the Granada.
Alone at last, beloved.
Beloved?
Where's my bride?
You got that Mercedes with another man.
Another man?
The new Ford Granada. One way to tell it from Cadillac or Mercedes is its sticker price. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
Lion ball with 14 minutes to play in the second quarter. They're at their own 30-yard line. A couple of Eagle drives have been stopped, one by a fumble, another by a blocked field goal. And briefly in the hands of Ray Jarvis, but broken up by John Outlaw, number 20, as he knocked the ball free.
John Outlaw, just a veteran defensive back. Just a quick out pattern by Jarvis and a beautiful throw by Landry right on the money, but look at the way Outlaw strips him of the football. That's that good veteran experience that comes in handy.
He's a 9-year man from Jackson State, formerly with the with the New England Patriots, Detroit Lions, as you can see, leading the NFL. Total rushing yardage. Bussey, who scored the touchdown earlier, trying to come back against the grain, manages to get it out around the 35. It's going to be third down and about 5. Bill Berge made the tackle. Charlie Johnson helped him out.
Dave Hill a little upset that he missed the block on the outside linebacker Ehlers. So Bussey had it cut back to the middle where Berge wrapped him up. Now I think what they've done, Bob, is they've taken Bussey out of the backfield and they'll have Luther Blue and Ray Jarvis as the wide receivers, 2 tight ends, Sanders and Hill in the backfield along with King.
Detroit 1 of 3 on third down conversions so far. And if Hill can get across the 40, they'll be 2 of 4, and that's what it is. Finally shoved out of bounds. Number 95, John Bunting, came over there, but it was John Outlaw who actually made the contact, which finally caused Hill to go out, but not before he got the first down.
A new wrinkle added by the Detroit Lions this week is to have the 2 receivers and the 2 tight ends on the field, along with only 1 running back. And here you see it now. Now, Hill just wasted a linebacker's to drop back and goes 3 yards down across, slant, and Landry delivers him the football and just a foot race to the outside for the first down. Nothing fancy.
Hill, a productive receiver as a rookie a year ago, caught only 19 passes, but 5 of them went for touchdowns, so he frequently turned in a big play. Dexter Bussey bottled up, going nowhere. Manny Sistrunk credited with the tackle. Eagles got him from Washington a year ago in exchange for Joe Lavender. Giants and Atlanta waging a defensive struggle so far. They have finished the first quarter, no score. Loss of 1 on that last play, second down. And about 11 yards to go. You can call it a long 10 just to agree with what they put up there. And that hasn't improved the situation much as John Bunting brought down Dexter Bussey.
Well, they're running the same play both ways, towards us and then away from us. Again, trying to use the blocking of the 2 tight ends and King, but it's not successful in the last 2 plays. Landry's going to have to loosen up the Lions a little bit, throw the ball a little on first down. Little play action pass, because I think Jarvis could be wide open all day long on a play action pass.
Third down and about 10. From midfield, 11:40 to play in the second quarter. Landry scrambling out of the pocket. Berge is after him, and Berge manages to chase him out of bounds, and the Lions are going to have to punt. Well, one thing that can be said for sure, the Lions have enjoyed better punting success today than at any time during the preseason or regular season in 1977.
The one thing that is consistent all year long is that the opposition to the Lions are getting a good pass rush on every key third down situation. The offensive line has not improved over the last 2 games.
The Lions in the first 2 games had 2 punts blocked, a snap on a punt go through the end zone for a safety, and another one returned for a touchdown. So every time they get one away, they breathe a sigh of relief. Good snap from Markovich back to Summers, plenty of time. There's a penalty marker down, and Summers really got his foot into this one. It drives Marshall back to the 5. More penalty markers as Marshall dances his way out to the 15. A 47-yard kick by Wilbur Summers.
Raining flags everywhere. The line of scrimmage, 2 downfield, so it has to be clipping downfield, which it is. That was a very bad decision by Marshall, because there's a 10-yard line rule in the NFL, which says you don't catch the football inside the 10. A big mistake.
Cal Lepore will untangle all the flags for us and give us an explanation of how it all comes out. We know for sure the Lions will kick again.
Ineligible downfield, 57 offense. Personal foul, clipping, defense on the return. Penalties offset. It's 4th down.
That is the second time that Garth Tenaple, number 57 on the Lions special teams, has gotten downfield too quickly on a punt.
They may loosen up his pocketbook or a little fine if he continues.
You got to look at Marshall, number 22, and Summers has the 47-yard kick negated. He's got to try it again. Another high kick, this one not quite as long, and Marshall has learned his lesson. He lets it bounce, but it may not get to the end zone. It works out perfectly for the Lions as they down it inside the 5. So Marshall heeded your advice, Nick, but it didn't turn out too well. And Garth Tenaple atoned for his earlier mistake by downing the ball at the 4, and Summers did 2 yards better. This time, a 49-yard kick, and the Eagles have their backs to the wall.
America, you've been changing.
Coming, going, changing, growing, the things that make up life.
Why is Bank AmeriCard becoming Visa? To keep up with you.
You're traveling, you're moving, you're taking more from life.
Today, you need money that's good around the corner, all across America, and in 117 countries around the world. That's why Bank AmeriCard is becoming Visa, the most widely recognized card in the world. Visa, we're keeping up with you.
To make it in this business, you got to stay one step ahead of everybody else. So I've got something nobody else has. Sunoco's penny pinching pump. It could save you money on quality gas. Like my 190, the gas that's made to sell below my regular. And most cars that run on regular can use it. Hey, if I don't want you to pass me by, I got to give you a price you can't pass up. Sunoco's penny pinching pump can fill up your tank for less. That's my way of being very friendly.
Next Saturday on CBS, the Sports Spectacular highlights of the U.S. Grand Prix from Watkins Glen, New York. Nicky Lauda, the man to beat there. Bill Superfoot Wallace, defending his world middleweight full contact karate championship. And then part 2 of the world's strongest men competition. This week, they're going to try to bend a steel bar. I guess Clark Kent is the favorite in that one. Hogan for 3, maybe 4 yards. Wilbur Summers.
There's a happy Wilbur Summers waving to the fans, say, don't worry, I'll do it all day long. It was a good decision by Hudspeth. I belong on the ball club.
Second down, 6. Jaworski from inside his own 10. Sullivan to about the 10. It'll be 3rd and 4. Laslovic, the middle linebacker, made the stop. What about this world's strongest men stuff? Can you bend a steel bar in your bare hands?
I don't know. I saw Mike Lucci, who was an executive with Vic Tanny, and I asked him if he was going to enter the competition. But he says no, he's going to defer and let it to the young guys. Can I bend the steel bar? Yeah, if it's made of aluminum.
They did some crazy things in that competition. Pulling cars along roads with ropes, carrying refrigerators on their backs.
All getting hernias.
The Eagles 2 of 4 on third down conversions. They need 4 yards here, and they won't get it. Hogan tried to squirm forward after he hit the deck, and it will depend upon where they mark it, but I don't think he has the first down.
Hogan would have easily made it on this draw play. Good blocking by the Eagle offensive line, but he stumbles a little, tries to go a little forward on his hands. It's close for a first down, but just a tad short, so looks like the Eagles going to have to punt the football.
And this will be the first time that they have punted today. They've lost the ball a few times on a fumble, an interception, had a field goal block. But Spike Jones, who has punted 16 times already this season, will get his first opportunity for this afternoon.
Well, this should set up the Lions in real good field position, because they should receive the football somewhere along the 15 with any type of blocking should get to the 40.
The Falcons have scored early in the second quarter. Monroe Ely with a 1-yard run. Atlanta leading the Giants 7-0. Dick Geron, number 26, defensive back, 5-year veteran from Yale, waiting for the kick, which Jones gets off from about his own 5. Geron at the 42 keeps his footing across midfield and to about the 47 or 48-yard line of the Eagles. A 46-yard kick by Spike Jones, and once again, good field position for the Lions. 9:19 to play in the second quarter. Detroit leads Philadelphia 7-0.
Your car will always need new parts, but you will never need to buy another battery. Once you own the J.C. Penney battery, it never needs water, ever. And it has more power to start your car than any other car battery. So dependable, it's fully warranted for as long as you own your car. If it ever fails, return it. We'll replace it, free. Only at J.C. Penney Auto Centers or catalog desks. It's the last battery your car will ever need.
You know why Zenith developed Color Century? Well, did you ever see my face and it looked too red? Other times it's all washed out? That's why.
Zenith Color Century. Think of it as a TV control room in your set. It controls the color picture, corrects the color picture automatically, 30 times a second.
And that makes a difference. After all, I don't play for the Cincinnati Pinks.
See the difference Color Century makes. Only from Zenith.
Sunday, Rhoda's mother, Nancy Walker, returns.
Ma, you are incredible. I know.
Sunday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
From the 47-yard line of Philadelphia, the Lions have it 1st and 10. A look at the last play. Geron might have called for a fair catch, but decided not to.
Papali being down there, but a good block by Rick Kane gives Geron a little running room and gets it down to the 48.
Vince Papali, almost a legend already in Philadelphia, subject of a big story in Sports Illustrated this week. The fans here in Detroit don't like it as Bill Berge spins Dexter Bussey down a few seconds after the whistle, but Bill just trying to follow through.
What's so unusual about a Berge tackle? He does it most of the times anyway, so Berge delivering a body slam to Dexter Bussey.
We're talking about Papali. He didn't get Geron on that last play, but more often than not, he'll be the first man down there on punt coverage for the Eagles.
That's what you call a hungry player.
Bussey got 3, bringing up 2nd down and 7. Fake to Bussey, flip to Jarvis. He has good speed if they can give him room. And they do. He jitterbugs his way to about the 32-yard line. That'll be a Lion first down.
This is a screen pass to Jarvis. He just takes one step back. Landry delivering the football. Now watch the block by Hertwig. He makes a beautiful block. Knocking the cornerback down, and Jarvis just spins and fights for the first down. But Hertwig getting out there in front of the ball carrier, making it possible for Jarvis.
The completion good for 12 yards. Cleveland has gone in front of Pittsburgh with 10:50 to play in the second quarter. A 2-yard run by Cleo Miller. So the Browns, who once trailed 7-0, now lead 14-7. second man out of the backfield, Dexter Bussey, for virtually nothing. Tom Ehlers, number 59, made the stop.
Bob, this is a very important series for the Eagles defensively. If the Lions jump out ahead 14-0, the way the Eagles offense has been operating, which has not been too successful, it's going to be a hard uphill battle for them to get back into the ball game.
Landry, as you saw, has attempted only 3 passes so far. He's also been sacked 3 times. He leads the NFC in passing efficiency through the first 2 weeks. Bussey once again, but the Eagle defense was waiting for him.
You know, that's what the NFL is all about. A little entertainment, a little fun, a little enjoyment. The kids are certainly enjoying the Lions' performance today. They're pointing up there, watching themselves on television. A beautiful day for the family.
3rd down and 9 from the 31-yard line.
All right, we have the double receiver. No, number 32's in the game, Rick Kane.
Ray Jarvis wide to the left side. Here comes Sanders in motion, and Kane trying to go outside. He needs 9 yards, and he's way short of that. So they elect to keep the ball on the ground on 3rd down and 9, and some of the Boo Birds here at the Silverdome let the Lions and Tommy Hudspeth know how they feel about that decision.
Well, I can almost agree with them because I feel the play selection during that series was going back to the 30s, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But Landry certainly has good receivers out there, and he might as well use them. That's what they're there for.
Gary Danielson in to hold. Mickemeyer will attempt the field goal. He is 3 of 4 so far this year. They spot it at about the 37, so it will be a 47-yard attempt. Mickemeyer gets it away. It has got the distance, but it is wide to the left. So the ball goes over to the Eagles. The clock shows 5:49, and there you see a disappointed Gary Danielson walking away as Mickemeyer missed it, and the score remains Lions 7, Eagles nothing.
The Ford in Your Future is coming October 7th. The new Ford Fairmont. A new wagon designed for today and the years ahead. The Fairmont wagon has excellent mileage ratings, but while it is trim and lean outside, Fairmont has almost 90% of the passenger space of most large wagons, and with its seat down can swallow up all this cargo. Is Fairmont the Ford of your future? Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Find out for yourself. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from the Wagon Master.
5 on the 50-yard line!
Hey, Charlie, it was cold last night. You put in a Prestone antifreeze?
Prestone. Who needs Prestone?
Prestone? You need Prestone.
If your antifreeze is worn out or you don't have enough, you could be in trouble. So put in a fresh fill of Prestone, too, to prevent corrosion and freeze-ups.
Prestone. We need Prestone.
Prestone. You need Prestone.
Less than a minute after Cleveland had taken a 14-7 lead, Terry Bradshaw drills a 66-yard pass to Frank Lewis to tie that game. Steelers 14, Browns 14. AFC Central battle. Confusion in the backfield, or so it appeared, as Hogan finally got the handoff and salvaged something out of the play before Paul Neumoff stopped him. Neumoff has played in 117 consecutive games for the Lions.
You know, the handoff here is really messed up. Jaworski looks like he spins and starts going the wrong way. Now Hogan has to make the adjustment. Lucky they didn't fumble the football. I think if Hogan can get the football on some clean handoffs and get just a little blocking up front, the man can run with it. They're having trouble just making the exchange.
Jaworski's stats so far today. Coming up to 5 minutes to play in the first half. The pitch is to Tom Sullivan. He's got first down yardage. Levi Johnson cuts him down at about the 44-yard line.
Now the key block here is number 35, Mike Hogan. Watch him level the cornerback. Sullivan makes a nice move to the outside, heads upfield, but Levi Johnson making a sure tackle. Sullivan to 15. But it's a 1st and 10 Eagles, and they're driving.
They spot the ball at the 45. Gain of 12 by Sullivan. James Betterson making his first appearance of the game. Took the handoff. He wears number 34. Nicknamed Boom Boom Betterson. Eagles signed him as a free agent. Played his college ball at North Carolina. First time we've seen him today, and he
picked up 2.
A lot of pressure
on a rookie, though, Bob. Number 34 coming into a game this close.
Jaworski needs 8 yards on second down. Betterson and Sullivan out of the eye. And a handoff to the tight end, Keith Kreppley, as a penalty marker sails through the air.
Kreppley carried the ball.
Unusual play for Dick Vermeil's Eagles. Paul Newmoff leading them back the other way as they'll pace this one off against the Eagles. Lions have had excellent success here at the Silverdome. Dating back to 1975, they are 10-5 overall here. And Cal Lepore will give us the call.
Holding 64. Offense, it is second down.
Ed George was guilty of holding on that play. 2nd and 18 now for Jaworski and the Eagles.
Lions brought in a rookie, Tom Dakin, as a inside linebacker.
Betterson and Sullivan, the running backs. Jaworski straight back to throw under the gun. Manages to get it out to Betterson, and Betterson running well. Moves out across the 50 to about the 49-yard line of Detroit. And it'll be 3rd down and maybe 5 yards to go.
Well executed screen because O'Neal is coming on the blitz. Jaworski holds it to the last minute. Betterson makes a good reception. He has a little blocking out front and now starts to lower the shoulder to get the extra yards. Fighting, driving. Good effort by Betterson. It has to give the rookie some confidence.
3rd and about 5. Jaworski checking his backfield. The Lions like to blitz a lot. If you can see when that's coming and pick it up, you can get them in some one-on-one coverages and maybe hurt them. Betterson off the draw will have the first down, and the rookie rambles down the sideline before being cut down by Paul Newmoff. So Betterson has been impressive coming in on this series.
A good call by Jaworski. Everybody's looking for the pass, and Jaworski goes for the draw. And Betterson is a tough runner with good moves and gets to the outside and can accelerate. Newmoff saves a touchdown for the Lions.
A 17-yard gain for Betterson. Inside 3 minutes. Ball at the 31 of Detroit. Jaworski looking and now throwing and over everybody. Charles Smith was his intended receiver. Charlie Homeboy Smith. Got that nickname, they say, because he played football all day long as a kid, and finally his mother would have to stick her head out the window about 6 o'clock every night and yell, "Homeboy, homeboy, come on home."
If I didn't get home by 6 o'clock, I had the broom to face.
You a linebacker on the Sandlots or a running back?
I was a guard.
Never any fun. Jaworski is 5 of 9. He's had 1 intercepted. 2nd and 10. He wants a big chunk, and he's got Keith Kreppley, and Kreppley is there for the touchdown. 31-yard touchdown pass from Jaworski to Kreppley. The Eagles went 72 yards in 7 plays. And we'll take another look at the scoring play.
All right, there's double coverage on both outside receivers, and the rookie, Tommy Dakin, has the coverage, which he misses. And Kreppley goes straight down the middle. Easy pass for Jaworski, who had good protection for the touchdown.
And Kreppley at 6'3" and 225 ran right over Levi Johnson, who met him at the 3, but Kreppley was not to be denied. Horst Muhlmann can tie the game up with 2:43 to play. Out of Spike Jones' hold. This game is even at 7 apiece. Next Sunday, CBS Sports presents a regional doubleheader with Philadelphia taking on the Giants and Detroit going against Minnesota, followed by the regional doubleheader games with Dallas at St. Louis, a big battle in the NFC East. Atlanta tangles with San Francisco, and Washington goes against the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Once again, we advise you to consult your local lists for the games and times in your area, and some cities will only see a single game due to the NFL blackout policy. The NFL doubleheader next week on CBS.
There you see Krefli takes an inside release, goes straight down the field, beats Dakin. Hunter can't get over to help. Johnson can't stop him from going into the end zone. 6'3", 235 pounds, bulls his way in and ties the ball game for the Eagles. A big play for Jaworski, because after last week's performance, Bob, he just has to get back into the groove, and it's good to see it happen.
Rick Kane, the number 3 draft choice from San Jose State, is the deep man standing at the goal line. Number 32, awaiting the kick from Horst Muhlmann. Low line drive type boot. Andy Bolton got a hand on it, couldn't find the handle, and Kane came over to pick it up. There's a penalty marker on the play as Kane got out to about the 29-yard line. Don't know whether she's pleased or concerned. Hard to read the emotion in that expression.
There's no guesswork in this call. It's going to be 15 yards for clipping. So it sets the Lions back again. Backs to the wall.
And if the Eagles can tighten on defense here and stop them without a first down, they figure to get the ball in good field goal position with time to run a few plays and maybe give Muhlmann a chance to put them in front before intermission.
This would be a good spot for Landry, backed up really on the
55. Offense, first down.
Landry backed up on his 12-yard line. It'd be nice to see him go with a play-action pass and throw the bomb, because he has not done it all day long.
New England has now gone in front of the Jets on a 44-yard field goal by John Smith. 5:40 to play in the first half in that game. It's 17-14. Patriots over the Jets. Delayed handoff to King. Horace King banging his way out to around the 20-yard line. Gained about 7 on the play.
King carrying the ball.
Well, Greg must have thought that the Eagles were looking for the pass, because he went with a draw play.
Clock is moving. And there's Keith Krefli, who scored the touchdown which tied the game. 2:03. Second down and 3. And Bussey does not have the first down. Charlie Johnson, number 65, the rookie from Colorado, made the initial stop.
Out by Berge and C. Johnson.
Bill Berge came over to help him out. Clock is stopped now with 1:58 remaining. 2-minute warning time. The game is tied at 7 apiece. It'll be third down and about 3 when we come back for the Lions.
When you walk through the lobby of a Napa store, you only get a hint of what Napa really has to offer. There's much more, because if we put just one part from every kind of vehicle that Napa has to offer in this lobby, you wouldn't have room to walk. So we put them in this Napa shopping guide instead. Walk through the lobby of your local Napa store today and pick up your free copy. Your Napa store is a great auto supply store, but they've got more, much more.
That's NAPA. We help keep America moving.
Now, let me tell you something. I've eaten the dust of many a rodeo, and I built up some kind of a thirst. That's why I drink light beer from Miller. It has a third less calories than the regular beers, and it tastes real good. Light says giddy up to all that flavor, and woe to being filled up. And that ain't no book. What?
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Wilbur Summers setting the situation from the sidelines. If the Lions don't get this first down, he will be called upon to punt.
You don't think he's praying?
Third down play. Lions need about 2. Bussey. He's got the first down. And there you see the clock moving with about 1 minute and 45 seconds now to play in the first half. Bill Bergey made the stop. Lynn Dickey stepped back into his own end zone and fired a pass to Steve Odom that covered 95 yards for a touchdown. About 1.5 minutes into the Packers game with Minnesota at Minnesota. Green Bay leads at 7-0. Jaworski to the air. King, the running back, makes the reception and stops the clock by going out of bounds with 1:24.
So far today, Bussey has 11 carries, 45 yards. A good effort. Now that backfield is not a big backfield. King 5'10", 205 pounds, and Bussey 195. But yet they really run with some power. They are quick. And they are good receivers coming out of the backfield.
That was only the 4th pass attempted by Landry. He's completed 3 of them for 33 yards. This will be his 5th attempt, and it will be his 4th completion. Once again, he hits his running back, Horace King. Good for a first down, and we'll take another look at it.
All this does is Landry's looking for him all the way. The linebackers clear out, and he gets the ball to him.
Lions wasting no time, trying to get within field goal range at least. Exactly 1 minute to play in the half. Landry, a deep drop. Wide open is Dexter Bussey. Into Philadelphia territory at about the 41. Out of bounds to stop the clock. And there you see the time, 53 seconds. 3 straight completions to running backs.
If you want to know why Landry is successful, look at the blocking of the offensive line. All day to throw. Can pick out his receiver. Finds Bussey all alone. All he did is go towards the sideline, and it's a big first down for the Lions, and they are driving with 53 seconds left in the first half.
That offensive wall of Kurtwig, Bollinger, John Morris, Mike Markovich, and Rocky Freitas giving him time. They try to cross him up with a draw to King, and the Lions call a timeout as soon as King is brought down. So that took only 5 seconds. And King got the ball to about the 35-yard line.
Bob, you know, a lot of people ask, how come with 2 minutes left in the first half or 2 minutes remaining in the game, the offense all of a sudden comes to life and is able to drive the team down the field? Well, I think it's a combination of a couple of things. One is they work on the 2-minute drill, and they know exactly what they have to do in those 2 minutes to get the yardage for a first down and to find the openings to retain possession. The second thing is, defensively, they always change. They never play the same type of a defense. They either go to 5 defensive backs or a 3-man line, and they do things that they haven't done the entire ball game. So those two things coupled together lets the offense move the football better.
So Greg Landry now has 48 seconds to work with. He needs about 35 yards for the touchdown. And another 10 yards would certainly put Mickemeyer well within field goal range. Dick Vermeil pacing the sidelines, working on that gum on the Philadelphia bench. All coaches in the NFL work hard. They work long hours, but Vermeil may be the biggest workhorse of all. He works 20-hour days, has a bed in his office. Often watches films till about 3 in the morning. Catches a quick 3 or 4 hour nap and is back at work at 6 or 7. Horace King brought down hard by Charlie Johnson. Man, did he smack him after King grabbed the little flip from Landry. Chicago leads the Saints 7-0 at Soldier Field. A 33-yard pass from Bob Avellini to Walter Payton. 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter in that game.
Good play selection by Landry. It's a screen. He's able to deliver to King, who makes a nice move. Now watch the blocking up front. Lions making good blocks. Markovich out there. First down. Big first down for the Lions. Keeps the drive going with 39 seconds left. But more impressive is Landry's play selection. Unlike before where he ran the football 3 times, he's mixing it up well, and he's utilizing his timeouts.
How much do you think the absence of J.D. Hill, out with a hamstring injury, perhaps their top wide receiver, how much do you think that has influenced Landry to go to his running backs frequently in this first half, Nick?
Well, first of all, the running backs can catch the football, and he has been throwing to him all year. But J.D. Hill's absence is felt in a running game because he is an excellent blocker as a wide receiver. Jarvis will get in your way, but he really won't hit anybody.
This drive started at the Lion 13. Now it is 1st and 10 from the Philadelphia 30. Landry firing on the run, and again King gathers it in and skips out of bounds. The clock stops with 33 seconds to go, and the Lions are putting on a clinic on how to run a 2-minute drill.
The blitz is on, and the Eagles are coming. Both Bergey's coming, and good throw by Landry here. Right on the money. King just steps out of bounds again, keeps the drive going, but Landry off balance made a beautiful throw.
A gain of 7 on King's 4th reception of the afternoon. 2nd down 3 from the 23. And they go with the draw play. They've got the 1st down. The Lions have only 1 timeout remaining. And they're not going to use it here. They're going to try and line up and get a playoff. An incomplete pass would stop the clock. And Landry purposely fires it out of bounds. Nice catch by the fellow on the sideline. Does she look worried?
I don't know if she looks worried. She looks kind of content. Landry here will have probably 2 plays in 11 seconds that he can call, because he has 1 timeout left. So even if he throws the ball and it's caught in bounds, he can stop the clock with a timeout. So we can expect 2 more offensive plays before they go to the field goal.
Charlie Sanders has come in. The great veteran tight end Dexter Bussey is out. And Landry with 11 seconds wants it all. And it's a touchdown for Charlie Sanders. Charlie Sanders with yet another big play, a type that has typified his career. The all-time leading Lion receiver. He broke Gail Cogdill's record last week, and we'll look at it again.
Charlie Sanders working on John Outlaw, the quarterback. Landry pumps the other way and goes to Sanders, who beat Outlaw clear in the end zone for a touchdown. Here's a wide-angle view of it. Now watch Sanders as he puts an out move, comes back to the middle. Great delivery by Landry under pressure for a reception and a touchdown. But there's a flag on the play, and all goes for naught. Newmoff is talking to the official. A big penalty against the Lions, a big break for the Eagles. 6 seconds left in the game.
7 offense, 3rd down.
The penalty is against Hertwig, and that will hurt him.
And now Mickemeyer will come in with 6 seconds to go to attempt the field goal. Danielson will hold at the 35. It is a 45-yard attempt. Mickemeyer gets it away, and it is good. He did not have much to spare on that. It barely made it over the bar as time expires in the first half with the score. The Lions 10 and Philadelphia 7. So a bit of a disappointment that the Sanders touchdown was negated, but Mickemeyer salvages 3 points out of the late drive for the Lions.
Well, the Lions offense has been potent today, Bob. The score is only 10-7, but they've been running real well. The backs have been blocking for each other. Sanders and Hill have been blocking for the backs. But another important characteristic of the offense is they're going to the running backs as receivers, more so than they are going to Sanders or to Hill or even to Jarvis. The Eagles, on the other hand, have been sporadic. They've looked good, they've looked bad. They've had 1 good drive. Jaworski drove them down the field for that 1 score, but they have not really been that impressive offensively.
So the Lions have scored on a 14-yard run by Dexter Bussey, following an interception and 32-yard return by Levi Johnson, and the 45-yard field goal on the last play of the half by Steve Mickemeyer. The Eagle touchdown, a 31-yard connection from Ron Jaworski to Keith Krepfle, and there's your halftime score.
Will the insurance fix our chimney?
Sure, after we plow through the paperwork.
It's different with Allstate.
What's different?
We have the world's largest team of claims specialists.
Don't worry about a thing.
They settle most claims like this without estimates.
No problem.
Allstate specialists are interested in you, not paperwork.
I'll call the contractor today.
Oh.
That was easy. When it takes being different to be better, Allstate will do it.
That's a promise from us, the Good Hands people.
Energy for a stronger America.
This is a remarkable energy-saving machine called SCAM. Exxon developed Scamp to clean the hulls of giant tankers. It can scrub marine growth from an entire supertanker in just half a day. Because a clean ship moves through the water more efficiently, we can save thousands of gallons of fuel every voyage. Scamp, technology from Exxon that can help save energy for a strong America.
Now Black & Decker has come along with a handyman's helper that's mighty strong. It's small and light, but it pulls its weight. It's the super incredible Workmate. Yeah, it's more than a bench and more than a vise. It's got both things working, and that's kind of nice. You can pound on it, a saw on it, a plane a door on it, and a whole lot more. Yeah, when you're alone and there's work to do, the Workmate'll help you see it through.
I want that man now. He will come back here tomorrow with me. You have my word.
Oh, Daniel, when are you going to learn?
A settler's betrayal turns the Indians against Daniel Boone. Now he must prove himself in a savage Cherokee trial or die. Young Daniel Boone, Tuesday night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Spectacular presents highlights of the U.S. Grand Prix from Watkins Glen. Live coverage of the World Middleweight Full Contact Karate Championship with Bill Superfoot Wallace defending his title against Pat Worley. And the World's Strongest Men competition featuring the Steel Bar Bend contest. That's next Saturday at 4:30.
You know, coming up this Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, CBS will bring you the Grand Prix from Watkins Glen, New York. And for a preview on that exciting auto racing event, let's go to Ken Squire.
10th anniversary of one of the premier races in the world, the United States Grand Prix at Watkins Glen, New York. I'm Ken Squire, and throughout the afternoon we'll be updating you on the activity of this World Championship race, in which car number 11, driven by Niki Lauda, is expected to assume the world title still another time. Lauda is about to climb into this famous Ferrari car, one of his last rides for Ferrari. He changes to another team next year, and with this race, once again, be world champion. Lauda will not be racing so hard for first place as for the world title today. But for others, here in the rain, the story is going to be a race for first place. Mario Andretti will be seeking his 5th Grand Prix victory of the season for Team Lotus. Meanwhile, James Hunt is on the pole. His car, the McLaren, establishing a new record, breaking Lauda's old record in qualifying. And it will be James Hunt against the field. Mario Andretti is stashed back in 4th place, and between him and Hunt are the 2 Alfa Romeo automobiles. They'll be driven by one of the best drivers in the rain, and that's expected this afternoon, Hans Stuck, and also by the very fine John Watson. Moving out of the way here as Niki Lauda moves out to take a practice lap before we settle down to this World Championship race. The weather is cold, it is raining, and that will definitely be a factor. Whether to go with rain tires or the slick tires on this 3.4 asphalt course, that's a consideration that the team managers will have to make, and they'll have to make it shortly. The temperature has been dropping in the past 2 hours. Temperature not as much of a concern on this very undulating course as the water. Right at turn number 2, the water, if it starts to rain hard, is a river. Recall a year ago in Japan, Niki Lauda retired from the event and lost the World Championship to James Hunt. He said he very well could pull out today. No one likes to run in the wet, but if there is a driver that can do it well in the wet, it is West Germany's Hans Stuck, and from the United States of America, Mario Andretti.
From the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, Bob Costas back along with Nick Bonaconti, and with the Lions leading by 3 at halftime. We've got the makings of an exciting second half, Nick.
That's right, and it should be a real exciting half, and Vermeil will make some adjustments.
The NFL Today on CBS will return after this word from your local station.
Archie Bunker pursues his dream to buy Kelsey's Bar in a 1-hour season premiere of All in the Family tonight on CBS.
The Lions in front of the Eagles by 3 on the last play field goal by Steve Mickemeyer. Now we're going to take a look at that field goal. It just barely made it over the bar, and we'll have a chance to watch it again. We'll get it up here in just a minute. Here it is. Danielson holding Kamayer from the 35, making it a 45-yard attempt.
Watch the ball. It just nudges over the bar to make it good. Looked like he didn't eat his Wheaties this morning. Just nudges over. Sails in. I think it glazed the upright for the make it good.
Take your impressions of that first half.
Well, again, the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles has not been what you would expect. Berkey pretty much has been neutralized because they have been running on them. And if there's any strength in the Eagles, it is their defensive secondary and their linebackers. And Berkey has been fairly neutralized. But I am impressed with Hogan, and I am impressed with Tommy Sullivan. I feel if they're going to come out the second half that they have to get the ball more to Tommy Sullivan because he can catch the football coming out of the backfield. He has good moves. He has real good speed, and Hogan's a real tough runner. So it's really a combination of, I think, better play selection by Jaworski and getting it to the runners just a little bit better.
One of the interesting matchups is Carmichael, the big guy at 6'8", being covered by the rookie Walt Williams. And so far, Williams has done a pretty good job staying with Carmichael.
Well, the one time Carmichael was open, Jaworski, who had a lot of time, overthrew him, and it resulted in a Levi Johnson interception. So I think Carmichael is there. Jaworski just has to get him the football.
Last week, Williams drew Harold Jackson, much smaller receiver, but also a good one in Los Angeles, and he shut him off pretty well. Let's take a look at some other scores right now around the NFL. Green Bay is playing at Minnesota, and they are even up at 7-7 in the first period. Don't know how Minnesota got the tying touchdown, but Green Bay had jumped in front on a 95-yard pass from Len Dickey to Steve Odom. Chicago leading New Orleans on a pass play from Bob Abilene to Sweetness Walter Payton in the first period, 7-zip.
The Saints can't get on track. They're 0-2 right now, and Chicago's ahead of them, and Strand really has to get it together.
And they looked so promising during the preseason. A lot of people thought the Saints would be the most improved team in the NFL this year.
Well, they have that thunder and lightning in the backfield, but yet they're not doing anything, and they have a healthy Archie Manning, but yet they can't put any points on the board, and they can't win a game.
The Bears lead there, the Lions lead here. How do you view the race in the NFC Central? Every year they say this is the year the Vikings can be taken. Everybody's 1-1 so far.
I'm saying it's about time. The black and blue division is finally black and blue. Everybody's a contender. The Lions are as good as the Bears, and the Bears as good as the Vikings, and I guess the only weakness that you have in the whole division is Tampa Bay. But it's something that's good for football to see that black and blue division right on top. And this game is very important to the Lions because of the score, the Minnesota score right now.
They lead it by 3 over the Eagles at halftime, 10-7. And right now, Tommy Hudspeth is in the locker room with the Lions talking it over. And Dick Vermeil, who is the kind of coach who will make drastic adjustments during halftime, is speaking with his Eagles. And we'll see what comes out of it when we begin the third quarter shortly. But right now, we're going to go back to CBS Control in New York. We'll join Brent Musburger, Phyllis George, and Irv Cross.
Update all the scores right now. The New York Giants and Atlanta. Many of you watching that game. The Falcons ahead. Tough defense this year. Philadelphia and Detroit. The rest of you watching that contest. 10-7 at the half. The Lions ahead. New England and the New York Jets. Very entertaining football game. 17-14 Patriots ahead. Pittsburgh and Cleveland. How about those amazing Browns this year? Tied at 14 at the half. Minnesota and Green Bay. The Packers struck first. 95-yard touchdown pass. Now they're tied at 7. New Orleans and Chicago. The Saints have just scored. They have just kicked the extra point. Tied in Chicago 7-all. Dallas and Tampa Bay. A Henderson interception for the Cowboys makes it 10-0. Buffalo and Baltimore. What's wrong with the Colts offense? Scoreless now in the first quarter. Irv, let's get started with those highlights, and let's pick up now on Detroit.
Okay, Detroit and the Philadelphia Eagles, of course, out of Pontiac Stadium. The Lions were leading that game by a score of 10-7, and, of course, defense has been the name of the game all day. But Ron Jaworski here gets started for the Eagles, 3rd and 16 on his own 22-yard line. He goes up in the air, but the defense takes charge. Levi Johnson, number 23, picks the ball off at midfield, runs the ball back 32 yards, down to the Philadelphia 14, setting up a Dexter Bussey touchdown. And here it is right here. Handoff, 14 yards off his tackle. Bussey goes in. Detroit leads 7-0. Philadelphia tries to come back, and they do. Right here, 2nd and 10 on Detroit's 31-yard line. Jaworski goes it perfectly. 31-yard touchdown passes, all tied 7-7. Detroit later came back with a field goal and lead at halftime 10-7.
Giants and Atlanta, Irv, and again we stress the importance of a kicking game in professional football. How many contests does that turn around? The Falcons got on the board because of this neat return coming up here by Lawrence. Last week for the Giants, it was Hammond who busted one against the Dallas Cowboys. Bad ankle tackle right there, and Lawrence gets down to the Giants' 34-yard line. Scott Hunter, then in the second quarter, kept it, and he ran from the Falcons' 34 to the 1-inch line. Scott Hunter doing a good job filling in for Bartkowski this year. Now it'll be Ely who will score the touchdown, and the extra point made it 7-0. Goldstein under pressure for the Giants. Here comes Lewis out after him. Is it that Falcon defense that has improved this team this year? Goldstein's pass going to be batted down here by the guy they call Captain Crazy, Kuykendall. Goldstein's pass this time intercepted by Ray Brown. And so at the half, it is 7-0, Atlanta over the Giants. Green Bay, Minnesota, let me show you that 95-yard touchdown pass as it was thrown by Lynn Dickey to Steve Odom, and it put them ahead. Minnesota was then able to snap back after that. But it's a key play because the Vikings have had some problems this year. Here it is, Dickey now to Odom, who is loose, 95 yards. And then after the extra point, it was 7-0, the Packers ahead of the Vikes. But the Vikings rallied, and it was Fran Tarkenton who brought them back. 17-yard touchdown pass, Sammy White. After the extra point, it was 7-7. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS.
The Lions and the Eagles back on the field at the Silverdome in Pontiac. There you see the score. The Lions up by 3. Bob Costas along with Nick Buoniconti. And we're just about set to get the second half underway.
I always wanted to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. After college, I kept working out, running through the streets of Philadelphia. Then, finally, I made it as a 30-year-old rookie. For me, Vince Papale, it was a dream come true. Another dream came true in Philadelphia here in 1776 at Independence Hall. The Liberty Bell rang it out, and Betsy Ross sewed a flag for it. Dreams are still coming true as Philadelphia rebuilds the riverfront and Center City area. These people are dream makers. They're United Way volunteers, neighbors, fans, and teammates working for the mentally ill and retarded, the YMCA, and many other agencies funded by our United Way. Philadelphia wouldn't be the same without them. They take pride in their team, their city, and their United Way. On behalf of the volunteers in the 4-county area of Philadelphia, we'd like to say thanks to you. It works for all of us, the United Way.
Are you still chained to? Gotcha. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor lets you walk away, free from nicks and cuts. Its 36 surgical steel rotary razor blades are safely protected inside 3 floating heads to give you a comfortable shave that's razor close, razor smooth, for up to 3 weeks on a single charge. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor. It lets you walk away from gotcha.
Hi, ever need to rent a car fast? Watch. Hertz, #1 club number 21586, arriving in San Diego at 2 p.m. on RAL Flight 9. Returning it there tomorrow. Okay, thanks. That's all there is to it. When you're in the #1 club, nobody makes renting a car faster or easier than the Superstar. Even before you get there, your car is pre-assigned, your forms filled out. So rent a Ford fast from Hertz, the Superstar in rent-a-car.
Steve Mickemeyer will kick it off for the Detroit Lions to start the third quarter with Larry Marshall 22 and Wilbert Montgomery 31, waiting back near the goal line for the Eagles. Marshall at the 1. Marshall for a big hole. Fumbles the football as he's hit, but it goes out of bounds, and it will be Philadelphia ball after a good return. Walt Williams made the tackle finally as Marshall found a big hole along the right sideline and scooted through it.
Marshall, a good, big, strong runner. Takes it straight up the middle. Now watch him cut back. He's using his block, and he'll cut back to the outside. And he'll take it right up the sideline, puts a good move on, and runs. Now watch, he'll get hit from the back, and he'll fumble the football, but a break for the Eagles as it goes out of bounds.
Marshall was with Kansas City and Minnesota in the past. Cut one time by the Eagles in 1975. He was playing touch football in Kansas City when the Eagles gave him another call and another chance. Hogan on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. A couple of yards for him. Doug English made the tackle. Not much of a difference in the total plays or first downs during the first half. Rushing yardage just about even. The Eagles with the edge in passing yardage. And the score pretty much reflects the even nature of the statistics. 10-7, Lions by a field goal, which Mickemeyer booted on the first half's last play. Sullivan and Hogan, the running backs. Sullivan in motion. Jaworski with time, and now that protection breaks down a bit, and down goes Jaworski. It looked like he would have time, but apparently the Lions secondary doing a good job, nobody open, and eventually they bring him down.
But Jaworski certainly should have gotten rid of that ball because the offensive line blocked what they call a mandatory 3 seconds. That's all they're counting. They're counting if I block a man for 3 seconds, then that quarterback should get rid of the football. Jaworski did not do it.
Last week's loss to Los Angeles represented the first regular season game that Jaworski had started in which his team did not win.
Yeah, but his team was the Rams before last week.
He was 3-0 as a regular season starter with the Rams and 1-0 after beating Tampa Bay the first week with the Eagles, but the Rams stopped that string last week. Jaworski on a third down play with time going way up top. Carmichael was there, but the throw was not. Carmichael had Walt Williams beat that time. Let's follow Carmichael's pass route, Nick.
Carmichael just comes down, he'll put an in move and then break it back to the outside, and he has Williams beat wide open. All Jaworski has to do is just lay the ball out there for Carmichael, a big target at 6'8", but Jaworski fails to do it.
Disappointed Jaworski conferring with the veteran Roman Gabriel on the sidelines. There's Horace King, who has gone back to receive the punt from Spike Jones. Big rush on. They almost got to it. Jones gets it away, not very deep at all. King lets it bounce, and it takes an eagle hop down around the 15-yard line, so it works out all right. Finally downed by Cleveland Franklin, reserve running back. A 39-yard punt by Jones, and with 13:17 to play in the third quarter, it's Detroit ball at the 16.
Of all of the small cars to choose from, Ford Pinto offers the kind of value that makes it the best-selling American small car. Pinto has a low price, and over 75% of Pinto's scheduled maintenance requirements have been reduced or eliminated. And Pinto has higher resale value than Chevy Chevette. When it comes to small cars, there are a lot to choose from. When it comes to value, look to Ford Pinto, the best-selling American small car. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
Alcoa can't wait.
Here they come, pouring in from California and Vermont, from Texas, Oklahoma, and Georgia, from all over the country. Billions of used aluminum cans headed for recycling. Today, about 1 out of 4 aluminum cans is recycled and used again. Tomorrow, maybe 1 out of 3. Someday, maybe every one of them.
We can't wait. We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Spike Jones barely got that last punt away for Philadelphia. Here it is.
Great pressure by Levi Johnson from the outside. He almost gets his hand on it, but better than that, he did not hit the punter, which would have given the Eagles a first down.
8-yard scoring run by Archie Manning with time running out in the first quarter. The Bears and the Saints are tied at 7-7. Eagle defense rising to the occasion. Dexter Bussey rising after a loss on the play.
Number 65, Johnson, the defensive rookie who's starting now for the Eagles, has good quickness off the ball. He can come real hard. He has good moves. He's able to elude his guy. And he just does a good job so far in there. There are the fans enjoying today's game. Having a little sip of the beverage that refreshes.
Shoving a little popcorn into the mouth. Second down and 13 yards to go after a loss of 3 on the play. Fake by Landry and a sideline toss over the head of the intended receiver King. It'll bring up third down from deep in Lion territory. Dallas leading Tampa Bay 17-0 at the end of the first quarter. A 32-yard field goal by Efrain Herrera. Then a 79-yard interception return for a touchdown by Tom Henderson. Then a 17-yard run by Robert Newhouse. Could be a long afternoon for John McKay's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They trail the Cowboys 17-0 after one quarter.
Folks, Thomas Henderson is a linebacker and runs the 40 and 4.6 and 109.8.
Big play now from 13-yard line for Landry and the Lions. He has time. Slips away. And he's going to keep it way short of the first down as he goes out of bounds. Good coverage once again by the Eagles secondary as Landry had plenty of time before finally being forced to run. John Outlaw chased him out of bounds, number 20. Minnesota has moved in front of Green Bay 13-7 early in the second quarter. A 16-yard pass from Fran Tarkenton to Sammy White for the first Minnesota score to tie the game at 7-7. Then a 3-yard run by Chuck Foreman to put them in front. But the point after touchdown was wide. And it's 13-7, Minnesota over Green Bay.
Wilbur Sumner under pressure right now.
He meets it at about his own 10. Gets away a spiraling kick. Marshall at the 35 with time and room to return it. About a 7-yard return out to the 42. Good field position now for the Eagles after another good punt by Summers. So apparently the work of Summers has eliminated one headache for Tommy Hudspeth. They have had such a terrible time with their punting game, but Summers has done the job today.
Now try and forget the 10th largest life insurance company in America, Lincoln National Life. We're easy to remember.
You know, it looked like a light day with nothing to deliver but posters for the AC Spark Plug Buy 7 Get 1 free sale. What could be easier, right? Wrong. Do you know how many places sell AC Spark Plugs? And everyone with a poster like this is selling 8 AC Spark Plugs for the price of 7, as long as supplies last. Sure, getting a free AC Spark Plug is a great idea. But you better move fast.
Sunday, Archie wants to buy a business.
I want to see Kelsey's Bar turned into Bunker's Bar.
At 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain.
We've got them in all ages, shapes, and sizes out at the Silver Dome today. Fan looking on as Levi Johnson made the tackle that time. Pickup of 6 on the play. Second down and about 4. Ball across midfield now for Jaworski and the Eagles. Fake to Sullivan. Jaworski wants to throw under pressure and broken up by Charlie West. And let's see, are they going to say that Carmichael held on off the deflection? Apparently so. Carmichael grabbed the ball, and it will count as a completed pass. We'll look at it again.
It's questionable, but with Carmichael's big hands, it's play action, faking to the backs. Now he's looking for Carmichael over the middle. A good rush by O'Neal. The ball is put on the money. Carmichael juggles it here. Now let's see if he has it. Yes, he does. He does have it. He caught that ball as a good call by the officials. Cal Lepore could be proud of his group.
Good coverage by the Lions, but Carmichael with an outstanding individual play. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Sullivan gets the call straight up the middle. Tom Sullivan very close to a first down. before Doug English and Charlie West combine to bring him down, and they will measure to see just how close Tom Sullivan got.
Dick Vermeil must have heard me at halftime, because I felt that they had to get the ball to Sullivan more than they were getting to him in the first half. And so far he's carried the ball 3 times in the second half, and a drive by the Eagles is impressive.
We mentioned this during the half, Nick. Vermeil is the kind of coach who will make adjustments at halftime. Obviously all coaches do, but he's the kind of guy that will make some major moves.
Well, Vermeil works 18 to 20 hours a day. It's a first down for the Eagles, so they keep their drive going. And he should have the ability, working those long hours, to have 4,700 charts ready to make adjustments. Those coaches work hard.
Early in the second quarter at Baltimore, the Colts lead Buffalo 7-0 on a 9-yard run by Ron Lee.
He's subbing for an injured Roosevelt Leaks for the Colts.
We've got about 10:35 to play in the third quarter here. Trailing 10-7, the Eagles are driving. Hogan going around the left side. Williams chasing him and riding him out of bounds. And almost riding him into the third row.
That was great blocking. First by Walters, the tackle, and then by Tommy Sullivan, who cuts 2 guys down. And Hogan just sprints to the sideline and again gets it's a second down situation, 2nd and 5, but real good blocking by the offensive line. The Eagles have been suspect, their offensive line, for the last 2 games. Jaworski having been sacked last game 5 times by the Rams.
John Smith with another field goal, this one from 17 yards, 10:16 to play in the third quarter. New England leads the Jets 20-14. Second down play from the Lions 20. Hogan slipping tackles. Great piece of running by Hogan. Down to about the 2. Mike Hogan could have been stopped about 3 or 4 times.
Just great individual running by Hogan. He looks like he stopped and he cuts back to the middle and does some great footwork here. Running like the best running backs in the NFL. He cuts back to the middle and he gets a big first down for the Eagles, almost scoring on that effort. Super run by Mike Hogan. Great individual effort. Another angle. Looks like he stopped and he'll make that same cutback. Walt Williams does not come up and could have forced it, but he doesn't make it, and he just eludes Williams' tackle, and it's 1st and 10 Eagles.
1st and goal from the 1 after a 19-yard run by Hogan. This time he tries for the touchdown, and they stop him cold. Talking about Hogan, he gained 561 yards last year despite missing 6 games due to injuries. And last year was his rookie season, so he has a chance to be one of the better running backs in the NFL. On that play, the Lions were waiting for him. Stacked him up for no gain, maybe about a half-yard loss. Ball is just outside the 1. 2nd down and goal. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to play, third quarter. Touchdown here would put the Eagles in front. They trail now 10-7. Jaworski's going to throw for it. And it is broken up on a great play by Levi Johnson. Now Charles Smith may think he was interfered with. Johnson came right over the top to bat it down.
The play action pass, and he has Krepfle wide open in the end zone, but then he decides to go back. And it's in, and Smith drops the football, but he had Krepfle wide open on a play action pass here. He's waiting in the end zone, waving his hands, and he doesn't throw the football, which is a mystery, and decides to go to Smith, and it's a good play. But there was holding on a play anyway, so it's a 15-yard, 10-yard penalty against the Eagles. So it went for naught.
It was a spectacular defensive play, though, by Johnson coming over the top to bat it away from Smith.
Unsportsmanlike, 76 offense. Report in his end and went into the tackle. He could not do it.
Jerry Sizemore, apparently, Nick, reported into the game at the wrong position.
Well, I thought if you were a lineman's number, you can line up as a lineman, but maybe they had him as a tight end. I'm not sure.
Apparently, he reported in as an end.
Well, whatever it is, it's a 10-yard penalty against the Eagles.
That is the long and short of it. And it brings up 2nd down and goal to go, but this time The ball is at the 16-yard line. Jaworski. Broken up again. Smith was there, and so was Wally Henry, number 89, and there's Bill Berge watching from the Eagle bench. So the Eagles, who were knocking at the door, first and goal from the 1, now face third and goal from the 16.
The veteran Charlie West for the Lions had that completely smelled out, and when Smith angled in, West was step for step with him.
There's Jaworski. He is the kind of guy who can really pump a team up in the huddle. He's a very animated player, exuding enthusiasm. And of course, enthusiasm grows when you put points on the board. And the Eagles have not done that too well so far this year. Jaworski to Carmichael, and Carmichael has 6 points. Barely got his feet down in the end zone for the touchdown.
The penalty is against the Lions, and it probably is a holding penalty against the defensive backs. The Eagles will refuse it.
Here it is.
Carmichael just gives an out move. Jaworski delivers the ball, hanging in the pocket beautifully. Good protection. All the evidence of a good offensive play that results in 6 points for the Eagles.
And into the end zone by inches, and Jaworski showing you a bit of what we told you about him, about his being very animated, enthusiastic type player. He ran over and jumped right into the arms of Harold Carmichael after the touchdown. Muhlman will try and make it 14-10 with 8:50 to play in the third quarter. The Eagles ahead for the first time. Jones had trouble spotting it, and it's blocked. That was not Muhlman's fault. Jones could not hang on to the snap, and he was late getting it down. And Muhlman's point after touchdown is blocked. And that could be crucial because the Lions are now within distance to tie on a field goal, trailing 13-10.
Come on, old trademark. Time for your walk. What's the hurry? I know where we're going. To where your family began. With the same Levi's blue jeans worn by this man. Hey, you've come quite a ways, little registered mark. Now that I see these guys by the park dressed in your newest edition, sums it up right there. Levi's sportswear. Trademark, I know what you'd say if you could. Levi's don't have to be blue, just have to be good.
Announcing a unique new motor oil from Exxon Research that can actually save money. New Golden Natural Uniflow. Uniflow was tested in cars like yours. After break-in, it delivered an overall average of 16 extra miles per tank full. Savings like that could cut your gasoline bill the equivalent of about 3 cents a gallon. New Uniflow motor oil is Exxon's best engine protection ever. It conserves gasoline, saves money.
There's Rick Kane waiting in the end zone for the kick by Muhlman, with the Eagles in front 13-10. But it comes to Luther Blue. And Blue, the rookie out of Iowa State, moves it across the 30 before being brought down. Let's look at the scoring play by the Eagles again.
Third down and long. Jaworski going to Carmichael, has double coverage on him. Jaworski hangs in the pocket and delivers a perfect strike to Carmichael, who makes an out move for the 6 points. Beautiful pass, a beautiful reception.
And
now we're going to look
Carmichael.
at the fumbled extra point attempt. Can't get the ball down. Then Muhlman attempts it, but Doug English breaks through to block it. So it's 13-10. Eagles ahead.
And as we mentioned, that's a big play because right now field goal can tie it for the Lions instead of leaving them a point short. Landry immediately to the air. And Horace King, who has been one of his favorite targets today, gathers it in and skips out of bounds.
The backs have been the prime receivers for Landry. This is play action, fake the Bussy. It's one-on-one coverage. Berge covering King. Not much of a foot race because King is that much quicker. Receives it for the first down, and the Lions are driving.
His 5th reception of the day. Eagles went 54 yards in 8 plays and held on to the ball for quite a while. As they took the lead at 13-10. Charlie Sanders in motion. The give is to King out near midfield before being stopped. Dick Vermeil along the sidelines. Can't see who he's talking to.
Looks like he's talking to Ed George, the offensive tackle. I don't know what his concern is. The offensive line did an excellent drive on our last Eagles drive.
2nd down, 7 from midfield for the Lions. Exactly 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. The fake and the quick flip. Out to Luther Blue. Speedy rookie. Close to a 1st down before Carl Hairston made the tackle. It is a Lion 1st down at about the 42-yard line of Philadelphia. Terry Bradshaw having a good day at Cleveland. His 3rd touchdown pass, 14 yards to Lynn Swann. 10:57 to play 3rd quarter. Pittsburgh 21, Cleveland 14. And Archie Manning with his 2nd touchdown run. This one a 2-yard scamper. New Orleans, with 7:36 to play in the 2nd quarter, has taken a 14-7 lead on the Bears. Bussey. Not too much running room. Virtually no gain on the play.
No running room on that play, Bob, simply because Marv Hubbard, the fullback, and Bollinger, the guard, took the same man, and the linebacker, Bunning, knifed inside to make the tackle.
Richard Wood of Tampa Bay picked up a fumble and ran 37 yards into the Dallas end zone. And the score now, the Cowboys 17 and Tampa Bay 7 at Dallas. And Atlanta has gone in front of the Giants 10-0 in the 2nd quarter on a 35-yard field goal by Nick Mickemeyer. His brother Steve is playing here today for the Lions. Bussey again. And again wrapped up by the Eagle defense. Manny Sistrunk on the tackle.
The way the Eagles are pursuing like that with Sistrunk coming down the line so fast, it would be a good time to run a reverse, because that's probably his responsibility.
The Lions have been doing some unusual things, at least for them, on offense this year. Ed Hughes is their offensive coordinator, and he worked for many years under Tom Landry at Dallas. It was his idea to go with the 2 tight ends and a number of other offensive innovations. Sanders again moving in motion. Landry with the flip to King. King trying to get the 1st down yardage and coming up short of it. They needed to go just inside the 32, and King is to about the 33. It'll be 4th down and a long 1 or a short 2. Landry looks at Hudspeth.
They're going for it.
Yes, they will. They will go for it on 4th down.
Here's a good spot here for a play action pass and then go to the backs.
White Star would love it. They keep it on the ground. King has the 1st down. Bouncing off tacklers. Horace King with more than enough to keep the Lion drive alive. The Silverdome crowd approves. Randy Logan made the tackle, but way too late.
Good block here by Dexter Bussey, and Dave Hill spring it all the way. Good block by Bussey on Outlaw. Good running by King with power. Bows over Berge and gets the 1st down.
He needed 1.5 and he got 9. 1st and 10 from the 24. Clock is moving with 5:08 to play 3rd quarter. Philadelphia 13, Detroit 10. Bussey gets the call. And he got 2 or 3 more yards than he might have with 2nd effort. Around the 21-yard line, which would make it a gain of about 3. Frank LeMaster made the tackle.
Lynn Bodine has come into the game replacing Bollinger. Now it looks like Bollinger got shaken up on the last play. That was a good block by Bodine.
Marv Hubbard, number 44, you saw him there. Veteran from Colgate. Spent so many years with the Oakland Raiders, trying to come back now after serious injuries to his shoulders. Landry running out of the pocket and then spotting Horace King. And King goes inside the 10. What a job he has done this afternoon, both carrying the ball and catching it, but there is a penalty marker down.
Well, Landry is clapping his hands, so it may be against the Eagles.
Might be a face mask call, Nick. Somebody may have reached in and grabbed King around the helmet. See if we can pick it up.
Again, we're going to a play-action pass, and Landry makes a good move. Now he's looking for Dave Hill at tight end. He can't find him, so he starts to scramble a little bit. And Horace King, who has been in the right place at the right time all day, makes the reception, puts a good move back to the inside. And let's see if we can pick up that penalty.
A face mask on the defense.
Face mask. I don't know how the officials could pick up a face mask in that pile, but they did.
What a day so far for Horace King. 60 yards on pass receptions, 50 yards rushing, 110 yards total offense, and still 4:12 to play in the third quarter.
On the last day of the season.
Thank you, Commissioner. First and goal from the Lions. Rick Kane, number 32, is in at the running back spot. Straight ahead play, gains about 2. Horace King picking himself up after being brought down by John Bunting and Manny Sistrunk. Manny Sistrunk, a cousin of Otis Sistrunk of the Raiders.
Right. Landry really has not gone to his tight ends that much, and this may be a situation where he would.
Kane goes out. Bussey comes back in, along with King in the backfield. From the 6, Bussey. Down near the 3-yard line. He has scored the only Lion touchdown so far on a 14-yard run in the first quarter.
There's a former Atlanta head coach, Marion Campbell, and actually my first coach in professional football. He's given the defensive signals to the Eagles and has found a home back in Philly again. He and Fred Bruni coming over from the Falcons.
Campbell, who flashes the defensive signals, and Bill Davis, who is doing it this week rather than Vermeil flashing the offensive signals. They each wear yellow shirts on the sidelines so they can be distinguished by the players on the field. All the other coaches in white shirts. A third down play. They need the touchdown, and Landry has Bussey for the score. So Bussey has scored once on the ground and once through the air, and the Lions are back in front. 16-13 Detroit. The clock shows 2:47 to play, and that's Lawrence Gaines, number 38, who has been inactive this season because of a knee injury, in uniform for the first time today. He congratulates Bussey after this catch.
Utilization of your running backs and receivers, and that's what Landry has done all day long. The King and Bussey, that one to Bussey, resulting in a great touchdown for the Lions.
They went 68 yards in 12 plays to regain the lead, and now a big point after, attempted by Steve Mickemeyer. It's through there, and that missed extra point, actually blocked extra point earlier, looms even larger because now the Eagles need a touchdown to do them any good. A field goal will not tie it.
Who is the #1 investment firm in the East? Who is the #1 investment firm in the Midwest? Who is the #1 investment firm in the South? Who is the #1 investment firm in the West? You know who. Merrill Lynch. All around America, more investors turn to Merrill Lynch than any other investment firm. Sure, there are lots of investment firms, but there's only one Merrill Lynch.
For the millions of people who need a full-size car, introducing the 1978 Ford LTD. If you need 6-passenger space, if you need a roomy trunk, if you want mileage like this, then the full-size 1978 Ford LTD could be just the car for you. LTD, a better idea from Ford.
Marshall 22, Montgomery 31, awaiting the kick from Mickemeyer. And he gets plenty of foot into this one. Montgomery says, I'll stay right here. Eagle ball on the 20. after a 68-yard drive in 12 plays by the Lions as they go back in front 17-13. Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular, Niki Lauda, the favorite in the Grand Prix at Watkins Glen, Bill Superfoot Wallace, who can kick that left foot out there in full contact karate at about 60 miles an hour. That's really something to see. He'll be defending his world middleweight full contact karate championship, and then the world's strongest men competition continues. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Jaworski trying to rally the Eagles again. An inspired Lion defense is waiting for Mike Hogan. Paul Neumoff was there first.
I wonder if that Superfoot in that karate championship could kick a football.
He kicks with his heel.
Well,
I don't know if
I don't
would
think
work
that's
with
illegal
football.
in the NFL.
Might not be illegal, but it might be ineffective. 19-yard field goal by Efren Herrera with 2:46 to play. Second quarter at Dallas. Cowboys 20, Tampa Bay 7. A look at what Jaworski has done so far. He faces 2nd and 8, exactly 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. With time. And Charles Smith was the intended receiver. But he didn't have much of a crack at that one as it was overthrown by Jaworski.
What Jaworski actually was trying to do is he's trying to find that middle spot in the zone, because they have a cornerback who comes up and plays it short. They have a free safety who plays it deep, and there's a gap in there between the cornerback and the safety, and he tried to fill it in there, but he couldn't find it.
Jaworski in his 4th NFL season played his college ball at Little Youngstown State. Eagles acquired him from the Rams in exchange for the rights to tight end Charlie Young. And the man who replaced Young at tight end, Keith Prepley, has caught a touchdown pass from Jaworski today. Pressure on him. Jaworski finds Smith. Charles Smith struggling for extra yardage. But Barney, Laslovic, and West combine to do Charlie Smith in. Minute 35 with the clock moving. 17-13 Lions in front, third quarter. And it will be a first down for the Eagles at about the 38-yard line.
Neumoff was in on a blitz that time, and the backs picked him up real well. And the impressive thing with Jaworski is he had Neumoff around his legs, and yet he hung in the pocket and delivered the ball to Smith for a big first down.
Loose football on the pitch as Hogan couldn't find the handle. Now he starts back the other way, and he may turn this into a decent gain. Well, he got 2 out of it, which was better than the potential disaster which was staring him in the face when he juggled it the first time.
Here Hogan looks like a basketball player playing for the 76ers. Dribbles it, picks it up, says, hey, there's no room over here. Let me go back the other way. He picks up a good block from Carmichael, but Charlie West is there to bring him down.
Hogan fumbled earlier in the game to stop an Eagle drive deep in Lion territory. 2nd and 7. This will be the last play of the third quarter in all probability, unless it's an incompleted pass. Jaworski firing long, and it is most certainly complete to big Harold Carmichael, and he is shoved out of bounds by Walt Williams. But now the Eagles are in Lion territory, but perhaps the play will be called back. There may be a holding call on the Eagles.
The blitz is on again. Tommy Sullivan picks up O'Neal very nicely, and Jaworski hangs in the pocket, waiting for Carmichael to beat Williams, which he does. But again, it goes for no gain because there's a holding penalty on the Eagles. That'll kill more drives and demoralize more teams than just about anything in football.
And it, of course, stops the clock with 16 seconds to play, period number 3.
Holding 64, offense, second down.
Ed George is detected holding.
Surprise replacement for the Lions is Charlie Weaver, number 59. I didn't expect to see him today, but he's out there.
He makes his first appearance playing with a painful hamstring pull. Jaworski needs 17 yards now on second down from his own 31. Look out, pressure from Laslovic. Jaworski steps around it, and lobs one out to Carmichael. And Harold Carmichael goes out of bounds in Detroit territory. Jaworski doing a good job of avoiding Laslovic and completing the pass. Let's look at it again.
Laslovic putting the big rush on. Jaworski here reminds you of a young Roman Gabriel. People all over him, hanging in the pocket, making a desperation throw right on the Bucks. Gabriel would have to feel proud of a guy like Jaworski.
And the long reach by Harold Carmichael didn't hurt him at all on that play. 6'8" Harold Carmichael, who was a basketball center, not surprisingly, at Southern University. They get the first down at the Lion 46. Jaworski's going to keep it in the air. And almost intercepted. Walt Williams had a crack at picking it off and couldn't hang on. The rookie from New Mexico State.
This is not really meant to be a criticism of Carmichael, but he is really pooped and really tired and really does not run the best of patterns this time. And Jaworski almost throws an interception because of it. Carmichael does leave the ball game, and Papali comes in to replace him.
2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Second down and 10 from the Lion 46. Sullivan and Hogan remain as the running backs. And Hogan gets the call, and the Lions are not the least bit fooled, especially Paul Newmoff, who drags him down as the quarter comes to the close. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Detroit 17 and Philadelphia 13. We now pause for a word from your local station.
CBS brings you highlights from Elvis Presley's last 2 concerts in a 1-hour special tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.
Ron Jaworski faces 3rd and 15 on the first play of the final period. Who would you look for him to go to here, Nick?
Well, I think he'll go to Smith, about a 20-yard pattern over the middle. I'm definitely to be wrong.
From the Eagle 49, they've got to go to the 36 of Detroit. Jaworski on a long count. Over everybody's head. There is a flag down on the play.
It's encroachment by the Lions. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. The Eagles will take it, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 10 situation. He should have went to Smith on that play, because Smith did go up over the middle about 20 yards and did look open.
Carmichael was the intended receiver, but that was obviously way over his head. And again, Cal Laporte. Speak to us, Calvin.
Offside, 82. Defense, 3rd down.
Ken Sanders was the man who jumped. Buffalo has tied Baltimore at 7-all. Joe Ferguson to Bob Chandler from 15 yards out. 2 minutes to play in the half in that game. 3rd and 10 for Jaworski and the Eagles. The Polish rifle. Rifles that one into the arms of Charles Smith. And I guess you were thinking right along with Dick Vermeil that time, Nick.
Well, there's been open all day long, and you just wonder when Jaworski was going to call that play, because the backs are playing off and the linebackers are playing up. All Smith does here, and with good protection again by the Eagle offensive line, is go down about 20, bend up over the middle, and he's wide open. Big first down for the Eagles.
An 18-yard gain on the play. Less than a minute gone by the fourth quarter. Detroit 17, Philadelphia 13. And the Eagles driving. The pitch back to Tom Sullivan. To about the 22, maybe 23-yard line. There's Lem Barney, number 20.
Lem Barney's been hampered with injuries for the last 2 games, and Levi Johnson was shaken up today, so he's seeing action I don't think which he intended to really do today. You know, that I formation that Vermeil has inserted for this game really gives an added dimension to Tommy Sullivan because of his quickness.
Barney, the great veteran whom we mentioned, with Detroit since 1967. has been moved in this his 11th season from the corner to a free safety spot. 3-time All-Pro. Hogan manages to fall forward to about the 20. But that will leave him short of the first down. Ken Sanders made the stop. And there's the line. Up to date on Ron Jaworski. New Orleans perhaps on the verge of upsetting Chicago. 21-7 now. A 34-yard pass. Archie Manning to Chuck Muncie with a minute to play in the first half. 21-7. Saints over the Bears.
I would look for Tommy Sullivan getting the toss back on this play.
As you saw, the Eagles need 2. Sullivan takes the handoff. West is right there. Newmark comes over to help, and Sullivan didn't get it.
Well, Coach, what do? Do you go for the first down and try and get the touchdown, or do you kick the field goal and then make it 17-16?
Dick Vermeil talking it over.
They're going for the field goal.
Now the field goal will leave them a point short, even if it is good. But they need 2 yards, and Vermeil decides that with plenty of time remaining, 12:45, that he'll let Horst Muhlmann try one with Spike Jones holding. Jones kneeling at about the 27, making it a 37-yard attempt. Muhlmann has yet to kick one this year. A flag is thrown as Muhlmann gets the kickoff. It's no good, wide to the right side, and let's wait for the penalty. It's against Philadelphia. Obviously, the Lions decline. The Eagle drive is stopped, and with 12 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the ball game, the Lions retain that 17-13 lead at the Silverdome.
When you farm your own land, the work never ends, but you do it with pride and all the strength you can muster. But now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. Beer after beer. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller Beer.
Where's Daddy? He's outside. What's he doing? He's with some people checking the air in their tires. How come? Because if you don't have the right amount of air in your tires, it isn't safe. But what does Daddy have to do? Because he's a good rich dealer. When he's done with the tires, is he going to check the air on the blimp?
Tires you can trust. B.F. Goodrich. The other guys.
Sunday, Archie wants to buy a business.
I want to see Kelsey's bar turned into Bunker's bar.
At 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain.
A reminder about the CBS Sports Spectacular coming up on Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The U.S. Grand Prix auto race from Watkins Glen, New York. World Middleweight Full Contact Karate Championship from Indianapolis. Bill Superfoot Wallace undefeated, putting his title on the line. And then people trying to bend steel bars in their bare hands in phase 2 of the World's Strongest Men competition. Lions with the ball and the lead at 17-13. And not too much that time.
A big game. The Jets 21, New England 20. A 44-yard pass interception by Penn State graduate Greg Buttle, the linebacker. So it's the linebackers day today. Henderson for the Dallas Cowboys and Buttle for the Jets. They lead New England 21-20 in a big game.
We ought to take account sometime on just how many Penn State linebackers are in the NFL. Got a couple of them here today, Laslovic and O'Neal for the Lions. Landry with a quick fake to Rick Kane. With time, he fires deep. David Hill was the intended receiver. John Outlaw was right with him, over everybody's head. 3rd down 8. Still plenty of time, and we could be heading for a heck of a finish. Lions by 4 at 17-13 with 11:56 remaining.
Jarvis and King come into the game right now, so that means that King, who's had so many receptions today and has looked so well coming out of the backfield on the receiving end of it, could be involved in this next play.
Charlie Sanders, number 88, you saw him with his back to you. 10-year veteran from Minnesota, played in 7 Pro Bowls for the Lions, and he is playing despite a very severe injury to his hamstring, which has bothered him all during the preseason. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Luther Blue, the rookie, was the intended receiver, and he tried to run with it before he had it. And this is going to bring up a punting situation. Wilbur Summers coming in for the Lions. Sanders, Nick, is using an electrical device which is attached to his hip, and basically what it does is it cuts off the pain impulses to his brain when contact is made. A complicated thing, one which Charlie himself doesn't fully understand, but he says he just tries to stay away from linebackers with wire cutters and water.
As long as it doesn't short circuit, he has a chance.
Larry Marshall, the single safety, waiting for the punt from Summers. This one is not especially long. Marshall fielding it at the 45, and a dangerous play as the Lions were right on top of him. He did not call for the fair catch. Ray Jarvis brought him down after a 33-yard punt by Wilbur Summers. 11:43 to go. It'll be Philadelphia ball at their own 45.
The Ford in your future is coming. The new Ford Fairmont. A new car designed for today and the years ahead. Fairmont's mileage ratings are the same as a little VW Rabbit when both are equipped with automatic transmission. Yet Fairmont has 90% of the head, leg, and shoulder room of most large cars and fine all-around visibility. This kind of room is combined with the highest mileage rating in its class. Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from Ford.
Should have bought Mobil 1. The oil that saves you gas, you know.
Should have bought Mobil 1. Helps you start at 35 below.
Should have bought Mobil 1. Engine temperature hits 500. You're cool.
Should have bought Mobil 1. You only change it every 15,000 miles.
Mobil 1, the oil that does it all. Take it from an expert.
The Jets continue to roll against New England, Nick.
The plot thickens in the AFC East. The Jets on a 25-yard pass. Richard Todd to Wesley Walker. Point after touchdown missed. They lead 27-20 over New England.
That's with 10.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter of that game. It's first down now for the Eagles from their own 45. Jaworski has plenty of time. And Charlie West may have played it on a bounce. Lion fans don't like it, but he played it on a short hop. Jaworski's pass was into a crowd of blue shirts. There wasn't an Eagle receiver anywhere near it. And West almost came up with the interception.
That's a situation where the quarterback just makes up his mind, I'm going to throw it to that receiver no matter what happens. And he did, almost resulting in disaster for the Eagles.
We passed Charlie West coming into the parking lot this morning at the Silverdome, driving in his van. Spent 6 years with the Minnesota Vikings. Now in his 10th NFL season overall. Hogan. Absolutely nothing. Charlie Weaver. He's a veteran, but he reacts to that play like a rookie. Landry watching from the sidelines.
Craig right now is just gathering his thoughts, just trying to analyze in his mind what are the plays that are really been successful. If I get the ball back, what is the series of plays I want to call? Quarterbacks are always under the gun, always under pressure. They always have to make the right decision.
Let's see what Jaworski has decided to do here. This play has been flashed to him from the sidelines. Inside 11 minutes. They need 11 yards. Pressure is on. They've got him from behind. Jaworski leaves the football on the turf. Nobody seems to want it. The play may have been whistled dead. Doug English eventually comes up with it. He recovered a fumble earlier by Hogan. Ernest Price was the guy who sacked Jaworski.
Jaworski's hurt. He's down on the ground and he's hurt. Let's watch what happens. He's trying to tuck the ball under his arm, starts to scramble, and he's pulled down from the back. Look at his knee. His knee's buckled up underneath him, and he drops the football, but they say it was dead. But he's down on the ground, and he's hurt. Here he goes again. See the knee? The knee's bent. He's down on the ground. He drops the football. A big blow to the Eagles because he's down. The backup quarterback is a question.
Touch, the first computer TV. Magnavox Touch-Tune Color Television. Touch and lock in computer sharp color, computer fast. Touch, no need to fine-tune ever. Computer controlled color. Touch, even by remote. Star System Touch-Tune Color Television from Magnavox.
Time to trade in for Touch-Tune. Trade in your old TV for any new Magnavox Touch-Tune Color Television and save big.
On May 4th, a tornado struck Olathe, Kansas.
We still haven't found the roof. Probably 2-3 miles on north of us.
I was in the storm cellar when the storm hit. The next morning, the Allstate adjuster came out. Then on Saturday, he gave us a full settlement on the house and the barn.
Under catastrophes, this is a normal procedure to get the money into the people's hands as quick as possible.
Allstate settled the claim a lot quicker than I expected.
They were just great.
Help when you need it. That's a promise from the Good Hands people.
The next time the Eagles have the ball, we're going to see Roman Gabriel at quarterback. Jaworski was carried off the field apparently with a knee injury. Spike Jones punts on 4th down. Dick Duran, the only man back. There's Duran, number 26. He'll let it roll. And it works out well for the Eagles. They down it at about the 11. 49-yard kick by Spike Jones.
Here it is again. You don't like to see these things happen to anybody in the NFL, but look at his knee right there. You can see his knee buckled up underneath him, and it does look serious because Jaworski is in pain, and they did carry him off the field. Here he is being carried off the field, and they are working on it feverishly on the sideline.
And Roman Gabriel, meantime, loosens his arm on the sidelines. Lion ball, and King doesn't get much, maybe a yard, before being stopped. Clock is moving, 10 minutes and 19 seconds to play, 4th period. They're also in the 4th quarter at Cleveland, and Terry Bradshaw is having a field day, a 1-yard run for a touchdown. He has thrown for 3 other scores, 28-14. The Steelers out in front with 11:30 to play in that game. The Browns with a murderous early season schedule. They managed to beat Cincinnati and then New England. And then in week 3, they run up against the Steelers. King again. Out across the 20, and he may have the first down. Actually, I'm sorry, Nick, go ahead.
I was just saying good blocking, but Jaworski, instead of having a knee injury, as we anticipated, a break, I think, for the Eagles, he just has a sprained ankle. I'm sure it's a seriously sprained ankle, but yet not
much
as bad as a
preferable
bad
to
knee.
a knee injury,
That's right.
obviously.
But he is in pain, and they are icing it on the sideline. But a big first down for the Lions on that last run by King. And King's having an excellent day today.
64 yards and 12 carries, 60 yards on 7 pass receptions. King again. Landry staying with a hot hand, but this time Bill Bergey snuffs it out. Jaworski spread out behind Roman Gabriel and Herb Lusk, who is helping Gabriel warm up on the sideline.
Bob, I'm surprised they haven't taken him into the locker room to get that ankle x-ray. I'm sure the doctor has looked at it on the sideline, but they need an x-ray to tell if it's broken or not.
8:40 showing on the 4th quarter clock at the Silverdome. Dexter Bussey gets the call on a 2nd down play. Bussey pushing forward. Frank LeMaster and Carl Hairston stopped him.
This is a big 3rd down and 5 for the Lions, and if they keep to the pattern of the game, they will go to one of their running backs on about a 5 or 6 yard hookup, which has been working all day for Landry.
Now Jaworski back on his feet and walking around on the sideline.
You know, when they tell you the NFL players are in it for the money, and you see a man trying to get back into the game with an ankle injury like that, you'd wonder.
Well, Jaworski's the kind of guy that has that schoolboy enthusiasm. can see that on the field. King. Good defensive play. Sanders finished him off as he came up from the outside.
Here it is, 3rd and 5, and Landry goes conservative, giving the ball to King. Sanders comes up and just finishes off the play.
Tom Ehlers was really the man who made the play, though, tripping King up. Watch Ehlers, 59, fall off the block by Bussey. And then Sanders comes over. So the Lions have to punt with 7 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the game. Summers, number 10, and waiting back at his own 35 is Larry Marshall. Summers with plenty of time to get it away. Marshall backtracks to the 28 and finds a hole. Marshall across midfield into Lion territory. Excellent punt return, and the Eagles are in business with 6:55 to play. A 45-yard punt and a 25-yard return by Marshall, and here it is.
Marshall makes a good step here and busts up the middle here. He runs into Dennis Franks, the backup center, which slows him up and just gives the defense enough time to bring him down. Good run by Marshall.
Roman Gabriel is into the game at quarterback now for the Eagles. The 16-year veteran. Gives the ball to Sullivan, and there's a penalty marker on the play as Sullivan gets about 5 yards.
Looked like a legal procedure on the Eagles.
Paul Newmoff discussing it with Cal Lepore.
Well, the play didn't gain much yardage, but you'd like to probably bring them back another 5 yards because they are in your territory.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Brings it back to the Eagle 48. Let's tune in on Cal Lepore.
Eagle motion, 64. Offense, it is first down.
Next Sunday, a CBS doubleheader. The Giants going against the Eagles at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. And these Lions against Minnesota, big NFC Central battle. Doubleheader games, Dallas against St. Louis, Atlanta and San Francisco, Washington and Tampa Bay. Some areas will see only a single game due to the NFL blackout policy. The handoff to Hogan. Back into Lion territory before being stopped by Paul Newmoff.
Interesting point, Bob, is that Bill Davis, the offensive backfield coach for the Eagles, has given Gabriel a 16-year veteran that plays from the sideline.
Gabriel has undergone 5 knee operations. Also operated on his upper lip recently and removed that big bushy mustache. He's clean shaven now. 2nd down and 10. 6:10 to play in the 4th quarter. They may have taken too long. They took more than 30 seconds, and that's going to cost them 5 yards. The wrong time to have something like that happen. But the Eagles were too slow in getting the play off.
Gabriel is the type of quarterback who likes to check off at the line of scrimmage. And having played against Gabe a few times, what we used to do is come up and fake a blitz to get him to check off the play. And as soon as he would check off the play, we would then go back into our normal coverages, causing just a little confusion. Just give him another little thing to think about.
4 years ago, the Eagles mortgaged much of their future by giving Harold Jackson, Tony Baker, and 2 #1 draft choices to the Rams for Gabriel. Gabriel firing deep on a 2nd down play. Lem Barney was the closest man to it. Check it, that was James Hunter, number 28, not Barney. But in any event, an incomplete pass, bringing up 3rd down and 15 with 5:58 to play, and the ball at the Eagle 48.
Looked like a wounded duck. Left the hands of Gabriel.
Did not exactly sail out there as a perfect spiral. That's Wally Henry, number 89, a free agent from UCLA. Dick Vermeil, of course, familiar with him from his college coaching days. Signed him up this year with the Eagles. Gabriel with time. This one looks a little better, but the result is the same. Incomplete over the middle. Wally Henry, 89, may have been the intended receiver. But it brings up a punting situation for the Eagles, and time is growing short. There's Charlie West. Strong safety who's happy about the way things went on that series as the Eagles were stopped. 5:53 remaining. Today we have two doubleheader games, the Cardinals and the Redskins at Washington and San Francisco at Los Angeles. So check your local listings for the game in your area. And again, some cities will only see a single game due to the NFL blackout policy. Dick Duran awaiting the kick by Spike Jones, and Jones line drives it. It will go out of bounds with Duran grabbing it around the 15-yard line. 39-yard kick by Spike Jones, who is one of the better position-type punters in the NFL. He tries to get it inside the 20, and generally he's pretty successful.
Atlanta 10-3 over the Giants in the fourth quarter. Atlanta's kind of surprising this year. Lehman Bennett has put together a strong offensive team. Even though that Barkowski's out for the year with a knee injury, or at least for 6 games, Scott Hunter is really leading that team.
Greg Landry trying to move the ball and eat up some time. Lions 17, Eagles 13. Bussey on the carry. Out across the 15-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be second down and about 7. 5.5 minutes to play. Clock is moving. Both teams have the full complement of timeouts, 3 remaining for each.
Let's see if Landry stays with a conservative pattern.
King and Bussey are his running backs. He's going to throw this time. Quick one to the sideline. Jarvis gathers it in, and Herman Edwards bumps him out.
Landry's pass coming to Jarvis. Out of bounds by Edwards.
Edwards drew the assignment on Harold Jackson last week against the Rams and stopped him very well. Also intercepted a pass. I believe inadvertently earlier we'd given credit for that to Walt Williams of the Lions, which would have been a neat trick since the Lions were playing New Orleans at the time. 5:08 remaining. Third down and about 1. King trying to get that first down yardage. And they'll stop the clock and possibly measure.
That was a one-on-one situation with Lem Barney to cornerback and Horace King. No one blocking Barney. It was just do or die for King to make the first down. Here it is. Barney's in a good tackling position and King driving for the first. We'll have to take a look at it to see whether or not the Lions made the first down.
I think you meant to say outlaw on that play, Nick.
Oh, that's right. What am I? It is John Outlaw. Sorry.
No problem.
And they get the
By
first.
the nose of the football, they've got the first down. They keep it going. Each club now has 17 first downs. 5:01 to play. And as we grow closer to the end of the ball game, that big blocked point after touchdown by Doug English looms as a big play. Had it been good, the Eagles would be in position to tie with a field goal. Now they need a touchdown to win it. King on first down. Flag is down on the play. Pete Lazatich, number 73, made the stop. Former San Diego Charger player. Holding call, the preliminary indication against the Lions. The penalty stops the clock with 4:38 remaining.
I'm sure the Eagles will take the penalty because they want to back up the Lions as deep as possible in their own territory. So if in fact the Lions do punt, the Eagles will come up with good field position.
They pace it off back inside the 15. And Cal Lepore will make it official.
Holding 63. Offense, first down.
Well, they caught the center, John Morris, for holding. Pete Lazatich was a former teammate of mine at the Miami Dolphins.
The Jets out in front of New England, 27-20 in the fourth period. The other New York club not doing as well. They trail the Falcons by a touchdown in the last quarter. This is 1st and 20. Sanders in motion. King on the carry. And the Eagles put that one away in short order. And the Lion fans vent their displeasure at the way things are going. Manny Sistrunk and Frank LeMaster combined to stop Horace King. But the clock keeps moving. 4:15 remaining now.
The fans can be fickle. If Landry goes back and throws a pass and it's intercepted, they'll boo that also.
2nd down, 18. Ball at the 15. Detroit leading Philadelphia by 4. Draw play for King, and that's stopped for a loss. And more boos rain down here at the Silverdome. Carl Hairston made the tackle on King. The Eagles will have plenty of time with 3 timeouts remaining when they eventually get the ball back if they can stop this 3rd down play. 3rd and 20.
Hudspeth's doing the right thing. He's keeping control of the football. The Eagles have to score a touchdown to win. A field goal does them no good. So why give it up fruitlessly when you can contain it and keep it?
3:18 now as the clock continues to move. This time he will go to the air. Landry finds his man, and then it's broken up. It would have been short of the 1st down anyway, but King couldn't hang on. Randy Logan gave him a shot and jarred the ball loose. Penalty marker down. And the Detroit players are clapping their hands, and Bill Bergey is screaming at Cal Lepore. So this may go against Philadelphia.
It's a defensive penalty, so it's an automatic 1st down.
Well, let's wait and see.
Holding number 20. Defense, it's 1st down.
John Outlaw, number 20, the left cornerback, was guilty of holding, and talking about a big penalty. That was it. The Eagles had been penalized fewer times than any team in the NFL through the first 2 weeks of the season. I believe they were called only 5 or 6 times coming in. Only 5 penalties for 39 yards in the first 2 games. But that was a big one. It really hurt. 3:07 remaining, but a whole new series of downs for the Lions. Bussey carrying. Stopped shy of the 20. The whistle may have blown. Hairston picks it up and runs it in, but the ball was dead.
The Eagle players are playing this game to a hilt. Bergey's in there. He's complaining. They're still remembering the penalty by Outlaw more than that fumble there. You're going to see a lot of good hits in this next 2 plays coming up.
The Jets and the Patriots are looking at the possibility of overtime. Steve Grogan threw 22 yards to Darryl Stingley with 1:27 remaining in that game. It's even up at 27 all. And there you saw Bussey hitting the deck, and the whistle blew as soon as he was down just before the ball came free. 2nd and 8. 2:35 remaining. Landry's going to throw the ball. Not if Bergey can do anything about it. And Bergey wrestles him down. Bill Bergey sacking Greg Landry, and Russ Bollinger objects to the zeal which Bergey displayed in doing it.
That's the way football should be played. It's a contact sport, and that's what it's all about. It's play action pass, and Landry's looking for a receiver, and Bergey was knocked down temporarily by Bussey. He grabs him by the shirt. I think the fans are booing because of this last little twist.
Well, Bergey venting a bit of that frustration, which he felt first over the penalty call by the officials, which sustained the Detroit drive, allowed them to hang on to it and kill some more time, and then by the whistle, which came right after Bussey was tackled and negated what he thought should have been a fumble recovery for the Eagles.
The Lions, if they have their way, are going to let the clock run down, but the Eagles stop it with 2:10 remaining because This is like giving them an extra timeout. Now the Lions are going to have to, 3rd down and 20, run the football and try to get down to the 2-minute warning.
That's the 4th time that Landry has been sacked today, for a total of 30 yards in losses. 3 of those sacks came in the first half.
Tacked on to the 10 of the first 2 games, mean 14 sacks in 3 games so far.
67 quarterback sacks against the Lions last year, and that was one of their biggest problems. Landry conferring with Tommy Hudspeth, 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game. Detroit 17, Philadelphia 13. Both these clubs are 1-1. Philly has the Giants coming up next week. The Lions have a big divisional battle with the Vikings. Jaworski back up on his feet and the ice pack off of his right ankle. So it's possible, I guess, that we could see him when the Eagles get the ball back. Roman Gabriel wasn't able to do much of anything the one series that he was in there.
When you talk about leadership, leadership is the ability to play when you are hurt. And I see it many times with Larry Zonka bleeding from the nose or broken fingers and ribs sore, go out there and do it for the Dolphins. And this is what gives inspiration to a ball club. And Jaworski, I'm sure, will give inspiration to the Eagles.
3rd down and 20. The ball on the 7. So if the Eagles can come up with the defensive play here, they will almost certainly have good field position when they get it back. Bussey with a fumble. And this is even better field position than they might have anticipated. Frank LeMaster, number 55, grabbed the fumble by Bussey. And with 2:04 remaining, it's 1st down Philadelphia at the Detroit 14.
The man who's done everything all day long is the man who costs up the ball to the Eagles. A big hit, LeMaster jumping on the football. The Lions ahead 17-13 over the Eagles with 2:04 in the 4th quarter. And Jaworski limping comes into the ball game, and the Eagles are looking hot.
The clock will stop after this play for the 2-minute warning. And of course, time is no longer an enemy of the Eagles. They have plenty of time left, with 2 timeouts and more than 2 minutes. Sullivan, he fumbles the ball. The Lions have it. Len Barney, the veteran, with a big play. Barney's still on his feet. And the 3-time All-Pro, who has always had a great nose for the ball, comes up with a big, big play. He's no longer a regular. But if the Lions hold on, he has more than made his contribution to today's victory.
Tommy Sullivan going into the line. He's by Charlie Weaver, who knocks the ball loose, and Len Barney, if he doesn't stumble, goes all the way for a touchdown. But he continues to get up, and he's knocked out of bounds finally by number 17, Harold Carmichael.
Just as you said, Nick, if he had found the handle, he was gone for 6 points, but it still works out well for the Lions. They have the ball with 1:51 remaining.
This is new STP motor oil. You might say it's like the Ace Fighter Squadron because it fights engine enemies. Wear, heat, cold, sludge. STP motor oil fights battle after battle for 15,000 miles between oil changes. 15,000 miles of protection. That's extra protection. New STP motor oil. It keeps on fighting for 15,000 miles.
Europe's most successful new car in history comes to America. Introducing Fiesta. Imported from Germany by Ford. Fiesta. Now there's a car that combines dramatic performance with excellent gasoline economy. Fiesta, Europe's most successful new car in history. Test drive one at your authorized Ford dealer now.
It was 10-7 Detroit at the half. Philadelphia briefly took the lead on a Jaworski to Carmichael pass. Landry came back and hit Bussey for the go-ahead score. And that's the way it has remained through the 4th quarter. The Eagles had a golden opportunity after Bussey fumbled And LeMaster recovered. A look at Tommy Hudspeth, the Lion coach, pacing the sidelines. But from the 14-yard line on the very next play, the Eagles coughed it up. Lem Barney picked it up on a bounce, brought it back out to the 43-yard line, and that is where the Lions have it. 1st and 10 with 1:51 remaining, and the Eagles down to 2 timeouts. King. The Eagles letting the clock run for a while at least. Perhaps they'll wait until the next play. Charlie Johnson made the tackle.
Well, the Eagles only have 2 timeouts left, so they can't take one now. They have to wait until after this play before they can take a timeout.
Second down and 9. Landry gives to King. King gets out near the 45. And the Eagles elect to use a timeout here. With 1:07 remaining. Bob Rowe, our producer today. Jim Silman handling the duties as our director. Jay Fromert, the associate producer. Bob Burnham and John Puno contributing as well. And the names just ran by a bit too quickly to mention them all, but you saw them there briefly. An Eagle timeout with 1:07 remaining. It'll be 3rd and 8 when we come back for the Lions.
Maybe you're using Desenex, but to kill the fungus that causes the burning, cracking, and itching of athlete's foot, Aftate is better, much better. It's the killer. Aftate kills all major types of athlete's foot fungus and helps prevent reinfection. In fact, the medication in Aftate has been proven more effective in killing athlete's foot fungus than the medication in Desenex. Aftate is better, much better. It's the killer.
Cold night, Bob. Did you put in the Prestone antifreeze?
Prestone. Who needs Prestone?
3rd down and 8. There you see the time remaining. The Eagles have 1 timeout yet to use. Rick Kane. The Eagles stop Kane and the clock as they call for a timeout with 59 seconds remaining. She can't believe she's on TV.
The
She's
difference,
pretty enough to be.
Yeah, she sure is. The difference here now is the Lions are punting. Will probably pin the Eagles back deep in their own territory. And the Eagles will probably have a long way to go with no timeouts remaining. So a young Ron Jaworski is going to have his work cut out for him, is to utilize the clock without the advantage of timeouts.
Here, Dick Vermeil here. Do you go heavy with the rush and try to block it or try and set up the return?
Now, I would go for the block. No question about that, because Sumner all day long has been kicking high spirals, not for distance, but it's had good hang time all day long. So I would go for the block here.
Dexter Bussey, 62 yards and 20 carries today for the Lions. Horace King, 68 yards, also in 20 carries. Bussey ranked number 2 and King number 3 in NFC rushing stats coming into the game. Summers got it away with time to spare. Marshall at the 15. He'll try and get out of bounds. He does. Clock stops with 49 seconds remaining after a 42-yard kick by Wilbur Summers. And that punting game has finally come together this afternoon for the Lions.
Jaworski limps back into the huddle, so he'll be the quarterback for the Eagles with 49 seconds remaining.
Obviously, he's got to look to work the sidelines. Anything completed in the middle of the field, and the clock will continue to run.
You're going to see the Lions defensive secondary playing at least 12 to 13 yards off the ball, not wanting anybody to get behind them for the bomb.
Got the extra defensive back in. Jaworski. The pass deflected and almost picked off. You see James Hunter, number 28, he's upset. One of his teammates got a hand on it, and had it not been touched, it would have been right into Hunter's arms for the interception.
Lem Barney had a shot at it also. That would have been a great play to be able to pick up the fumble and go with it and then finish the game off with an interception. Again, Jaworski decided to go down the middle looking for a 25 or 30-yard gain and then a hurry-up huddle.
That took 6 seconds, 43 seconds remaining. Look out, pressure's on, Jaworski ducks under it and completes his throw to Charles Smith. 32 seconds, 31 seconds. Inside 30, Bill Davis in the yellow shirt alongside Dick Vermeil. He flashes the plays from the Eagle bench. That last one gained 21 yards. There you see the time running out on Philadelphia. And again, they keep it in the middle of the field. Sullivan is brought down. 12 seconds.
Bad call by Jaworski.
And now the officials are going to stop the clock, at least briefly, because the Lions are taking their own good time about lining up.
You just have to throw the ball out of bounds to stop the clock with 10 seconds remaining. They better get up to the line of score. They're going to measure for the first down. I guess that's what the officials' timeout is. But they have to be lined up on the line of scrimmage when the officials put the ball back into play, or the clock is going to run out.
Vermeil and his assistants are not happy with the way the Eagles have wasted precious seconds here on the past couple of plays.
Charlie Smith is signaling, get up to the line of scrimmage because the clock is going to start, and it will.
There you see it, 10 seconds remaining. The Eagles have no timeouts left. Detroit 17, Philadelphia 13. From the line, 46. The clock is moving as Jaworski takes the snap. This could be the game's last play. They've got to go for everything. Jaworski firing long out of the end zone, and the clock shows no time remaining. This ball game is over. The Lions defeat the Philadelphia Eagles at the Silverdome 17-13. Detroit is 2-1. The Eagles are 1-2. And for Nick Buoniconti, I'm Bob Costas saying goodbye from Pontiac, Michigan. And stay tuned for the doubleheader game coming up next on most of these CBS stations. Stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station. Jimmy, I didn't get the card.
Her indomitable mother, Ida Morgenstern. Share the laughs when Nancy Walker returns to Rhoda tonight at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.